Hello, everybody, and welcome to Retro Book Club, Season 4, Episode 32. Welcome to December. I forgot it was December until I started setting up for today. Where the hell did the time go? I am your host today, Okami Games, and hopefully... So, right now, the plan is next RBC, we are going to be joined again by Tune on Radio. He'll be coming back as co-host after his hiatus.
Woohoo!
Yay!
So,
He lives again!
hoping that everybody makes him feel welcome back when that time comes. But we can talk about that next week, and we can torture him then. Right now, I got a few people in here that are in the mood to be tortured, or might be in the mood for some torturing of their own. So we are joined this week by BeakBeak85.
It's like I always say, time flies when you have fun. I mean, time must have flown by fast when we were stuck in a global pandemic for 3 years.
Too true. We are joined by Freezestar.
Hey, game sent us EX Kacho. I didn't know this. Wait a minute. The joke I should have made yesterday.
Kacho on! We are joined by StarmanRandom.
I don't know how long it's been. It feels like, who cares? Move on.
It's been a bit. And we are joined by Veritasu.
I am here to play video games and drink wine, and I haven't been to the store.
Alright, well, we have the games and we have the players, so all that's left is to see the order. We will be starting tonight with Freezestar's game. Up next will be my game. Third will be Veritasu. Fourth, BeakBeak. And we will be closing out the night with Starman's game. So, let's get started with the first game of the night from Freezestar.
So I've been doing a lot of stuff for Challenge League, including a bunch of stuff from a bunch of sub-genre hubs, including the minigame one, and I didn't want to pick WarioWare for that one because I'd done all of them. So I picked something a bit interesting.
I really
like more unique.
So
and
a
bit
to chime in for a little bit. In this sort of genre of games, this is one of my favorite games. Not like the minigame genre, but like the other sort of genre you can put this game into. This is one of my favorite games from that genre.
This is a bit different from WarioWare and a lot more shooty because it's point blank for the PS1.
Oh!
Yes, one of my favorite light gun games. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this a modified version of Point Blank?
The game already has controller support by default, but you can also use the gun con.
Okay.
Which I will be using.
That was something I was not sure of, if it was modified to support the controller, because anytime I play Point Blank, I'd of course use the gun con. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
When you have the option to.
Yeah, hold on.
I have only ever played this in arcade.
You can set up the gun con in RetroArch if you're using that. I don't remember how to do it on BizHawk, but you can also just use the controller.
Yeah, this is one I specifically tested before we got rolling to make sure it would work, because immediately in my mind I was thinking, okay, it's a light gun game. We're just gonna be using the mouse basically as the light gun, but no, it does default to controller. Yeah, like there's two different light gun games that I usually default to if I'm in the mood to play a light gun game. This is one of them. The other one is like basically the Sega Master System version of Duck Hunt, mainly because that one is easy for me to pull out. Yeah, light guns. They're fun. I just wish they were a lot easier for people to be able to use on a more regular basis, considering, as I think all of us know, can't exactly use a light gun with a flat screen TV.
Yeah, I might want to give because this is a traditional light gun game, a slight flashing lights warning. I'm just gonna put this on my end right here so everyone on Kami's side can see it.
Just working on doing some recropping. Yeah, whenever I So I frequently end up going to PAX, and one of the free play areas they tend to have set up is a free play area with a PS1 light gun, and usually it's point blank they have up there. Sometimes they'll have Time Crisis, but usually it's point blank.
Yeah, the past couple MagWests they had point blank. Sorry, Gun Bullet, because that's what it's called in Japan. Gun Bullet X, which I think is the most recent one.
Okay.
And I played that a bunch. Well, it's the most recent one. It's got much like Bishibashi. It's mostly the same minigames. Just with a newer coat of paint.
Yeah.
Hey, Thanksgiving was last year! Or last month!
It's also last year, technically. But that's just being pedantic.
I think I see everybody up, so just doing a bit of remaining cropping to make sure everything looks good.
Oh, Freeze, you pedantic frantic.
The only thing I don't like about Point Blank, and this is not something about the game itself, but more just something of my own personal setup, I have a, I have one of those Mem Card Pros that you just stick an SD card into, and you can use as a proper, PS1 memory card, just saving the games onto an SD card, so you basically have unlimited storage space. It does not want to work with Point Blank for some reason. And I feel like that's...
curious.
I think that's something more on the firmware side, I'm not sure. But if I ever end up loading up Point Blank, the save function works just fine if I load in, like, my PS2. So, there are still solutions. Nobody ever warned you about that, Flame Blood, that's half the fun.
I think I'm good to go.
Yeah, we're about to swap over, in fact. So, I am ready to go when everybody else is.
I'm ready.
Oh, nice, there are options, and I'm ready.
Okay, starting
I'm
then
ready.
in 5... Oh, hang on. I am getting hit with ad.
No,
Sorry,
I
that's
didn't
my
have time
end.
to open my timer.
Yep, alright, starting
I'm just
in...
shooting down in domes right now.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point blank. Don't worry, I'm monitoring your feed freeze for when the ad goes away, then I'll put your feed back up.
There is a full RPG mode in this game where all the enemies are mini games. So
I've never actually tried the full-on RPG mode.
It's fun. It can get a bit tedious having to do the same mini games over and over, but
yeah, whenever I play it, I just play the arcade mode usually.
Yeah,
It's usually pretty quick.
These
pick up
guys
and
aren't
play.
very well known. They're very famous old men, Dr. Don and Dr. Dan, two daring explorers. Right now, they're paddling to Point Blank Island, but
I think with some of these minigames, though, just knowing what some of them are, the challenge is going to be a bit lost on when we're using a controller.
some of them are more difficult yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where some of these are
The beginner stage.
more difficult with the mouse as well.
Yeah. But like some of like I'm thinking some of the very hard ones in particular where you have to be very precise about your aiming. So that's kind of lost when you have a crosshair on screen.
I'm just doing stage select and picking a variety of minigames just because I also want to see if I can't.
In fact, I just finished playing, so let me get your feedback up.
Rapid fire. Because trying to look for because the RPG mode has some unique ones. I'm trying to see if I can't find them.
Yeah, some of the since we were talking about some of the games being easier, the more precision-based ones are going to be made easier, but some of the more rapid-fire ones where you can aim very quickly, but having to move a cursor all the way over from one side of the screen to the other does take a lot longer and can end up making the difference.
A point and shoot adventure.
Yeah. Not a point and click adventure, a point and shoot adventure. God, now I'm getting the idea of somebody modified like a light gun game, or modified a point and click, like playing something like, I don't know, Maniac Mansion with with a light gun.
Why shoot your hamster to the microwave and then shoot the microwave?
There you go.
Play Deja Vu with a gun.
It's interactive. Alright, time to shoot octopi. This game's also, like, super fun to play 2-player if you can find somebody to play it with. There's usually, like, one of my con buds around when I play it at conventions who's like, hell yeah, I'm down to do some point blank. Compete to get the high score. Ah, crap, I lost a life.
Just waiting there, just sitting there waiting to get shot. That's a good achievement name.
Alright, protect the doctors from the hot torches.
The achievement step for this is mostly a lot of it's quest mode. That's a given, but it's also a lot of doing each mission, completing each minigame on very hard, doing a lot of the unique stuff.
I'm just gonna... RPG, I'm gonna take long.
If you're doing arcade mode, you can fortunately credit feed your way through it.
Moo.
Alright, arcade.
Pretty well. Speaking of very hard...
Shoot
Very
15
hard.
octopuses.
That was easy.
32 targets or more. Oh boy. Usually they are very particular in very hard difficulty. Like this one I have to shoot a lot of targets, which means with a cursor I don't think I'm going to be able to shoot them quite as fast enough for the purposes of this minigame. Yeah, how many did I get? I needed 32. I got 23. I felt like I wasn't playing terribly slow considering I'm using a controller. So that's kind of an idea of how difficult very hard can be.
Yeah. 42 ninjas.
Oh my god. Please don't do this to me, game. I need red targets. I hate this.
I've done this one.
Oh god, now they're giving me all the red targets. Okay. Okay. I was concerned they weren't going to give me enough red targets for a bit there. Alright, the dragon, which I believe is... Yeah, shoot the head enough times.
That is actually the final boss of this game, is shooting the dragon.
I mean, it does kind of get that final boss feel.
I want to do my favorite type of minigame. Where is it?
I wonder if I'll be able to do any of these.
I think my favorite minigame type is the counting one. It's shoot the numbers in sequence.
Yeah, my favorite the criminal stages where it's the shooting galleries.
Oh, where it's like that wanted minigame from 64DS.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that, yeah. But it's not like...
I was thinking more Hogan's Alley.
Yeah. Hogan... I mean, it's the kind of minigame that you would see regularly in, like, a light gun game. It's like a classic of... It's like a staple of the genre. But, like, I wouldn't quite equate it to the Wanted game, because in that one, you see a bunch of faces and only one of them is the right one. No, here it's basically... One of them is... There's one type of target that you should shoot these, and another type of target which is don't shoot them or you lose a life. But there's a pretty even spread of both of them.
Protect Dr. Dan and Dr. Dawn.
Yep, that's the two characters' names, Dr. Dan and Dr. Dawn.
Or just shoot them repeatedly, one of the two.
Yeah, one or the other.
Now let's do another very hard.
Whew.
Shoot 48 birds or more in 25 seconds.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the very hard, most of them are, if it's a certain amount, it's like you need to be, if you are off by one or two, you're dead.
Yeah, and in the case of this bird one, like, there's some formations where there's a bird on every single one, so it's like, it's impossible to move your cursor around that fast.
Yeah, doing this without the gun is really hard on some of these.
Yeah. I have heard, like, I can't say I've personally used one, but I have heard there is, like, a version of light gun that you are, like, a more of a homebrew light gun.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
I'd be curious how that would work with something like this. Should be an easy one.
I got 36 ninjas.
I know this game also has a there's a DS version of this.
Sorry, that got redeemed, so I had to press the button.
That's fine. I just didn't expect pie ass.
Protect them.
Thank you, Daydream.
Or more ducks of your color.
Alright, speaking of counting, uh-oh.
Hey, bad bitch can't count as high as me.
I've counted to 16.
Woo! Pass.
I like that one. It's a simple minigame, but it's like real interesting despite its simplicity. Basically trying to count to 16 by shooting blocks. Now that one's easy to perfect when you're using a controller.
Oh boy, I love Balloon Fighter.
Fuck it, I'll die at this very hard. Shoot 20 ninjas or more. How hard can it be?
Very hard. Okay.
Good answer.
Nice.
Oh god. Yep, we're gonna hardcore lose this. Look, if I get at least 15, I'm gonna be satisfied.
I feel like chicken tonight.
14!
Like chicken tonight.
Couldn't even give me that game.
Woo! That was easy.
Alright, protect them from the hungry vultures.
Dirty birds. I am sorry, but as my own kind, I must have some chicken.
Chicken is good. Oh
I
shit.
feel like tonight.
I feel chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
Right.
Now I get the final minigame. The last stage. Light up the fireworks. I have 5 seconds. No, I got some of them.
Alright, what's the random? Oh,
this
no!
one's a nightmare.
Shoot
Ooh,
the
now
UFO
let's
in one shot!
Yep, that's a common one that you'll see in some minigames. I mean, it's not as bad here. One of the ones I had in
UFO's pretty big.
one of the ones I had in my set was the shoot the leaf in one shot.
Yeah, leaf's pretty tough.
As a you might be surprised to hear this, but a leaf is a much smaller target than a UFO.
My favorite one is the shoot all 3 balls in a single shot. That one's fun.
It seems like the mini games are
Survey says.
Frick.
they're either really hard or really easy.
Oh yeah,
Because
this
of
is
the
also
cursor.
one of those games where you can't just put in your high score easily. Nope, because it's a light gun game. You gotta put in your high score through using the light gun, which I mean won't be too hard for this one with a cursor, but
Oh man, I love Hogan's Alley.
I was not paying attention to that again. Let me try that again.
I feel like there's other better light gun games on the NES compared to Hogan's Alley. I've always been interested to try. I can't remember the name of it, but it's this one light gun game that was only released in Japan on the NES, or I guess rather the Famicom, where it wasn't a light gun. Like it came with a SMG.
Oh
gun.
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Man, I'd love to have that SMG gun.
The Justifier? No, the Justifier's not the SMG.
Oh,
No, this was a cool one.
Let me look it up really quick.
Already shoot 18 targets.
I mean, the light gun they got over in Japan was also cooler, to be fair.
The Konami Justifier. The Konami Justifier is so cool. Well,
I have a copy of Lethal Enforcer, so I have the Konami Justifier. No, so here, I'm gonna post a few images first. First, let me go ahead.
Like a D-pad.
So first, let me go ahead and show you what the light gun in Japan looked like. This was their version of what we got over here as the Zapper.
You've played Splatoon? Oh yeah, no, I guess that one's not in Splatoon.
A lot more gun looking. But this... Oh, nope, don't save the image, copy the image, me. This was the particular light gun I was talking about, the SMG one. The Hyper Shot.
The Hyper Shot. What game is that? Space Shadow.
Yeah, so, it is a, how do I describe? So, it has pretty much an entire NES controller on it. So, like, you have stuff like a D-pad on it, because you have to move around in Space Shadow. If you want to see it a bit more in action, the episode of Gaming Historian where he talks about light guns, he does talk about this particular light gun. But another interesting thing that the light gun has is force feedback if you put batteries in it.
Yeah.
One big downside to that light gun. One big downside to that light gun, though, which is just on account of how the light gun works, because as you know with light guns, the screen flashes when you pull the trigger to detect targets. So imagine doing that with something that's more SMG-like, and it's rapid firing.
Shoot one apple.
There is, in one of the items you get in this game in the RPG mode is a machine gun option for some mini games, and yeah, I can kind of imagine, or no, I know what that looks like, because it probably looks like how the machine gun, the weapon item looks like, which is just all flashing lights.
Now let me actually go ahead and grab, if you want to watch it later on your own time.
I had my eyes on that.
I'm going to shoot some skeletons.
Here we go. Oop. What was that? I'll go ahead and throw a link here in the RBC room for folks. And I'll throw it in the chat here as well. A link to Gaming Historian's video on light guns, where he talks about different light guns, both the official ones and some of the third-party light guns, and games that are compatible with a light gun, whether they require the light gun or it's a light gun optional. One of my more favorite videos on that channel to go back to and watch in recent memory. Anyway, shoot an apple. I did it. I shot an apple. The apple one is really easy with a D-pad because the apple doesn't move.
The apple doesn't fall far.
It doesn't fall.
It doesn't fall, you're right.
Ah, shit, I have to shoot 20 ninjas again. Well, I'm boned! How many can I get this time? Can I break my record of 14? Oh, Lord, no. 13! Doing worse!
Than I expected.
Yeah, I was doing the shoot the matching animal. It's just like, and then it suddenly sped up. It's like, oh, I'm not catching up.
Oh no, I have to type now with the minigame.
I'm getting
oh, that's easy. That one's easy.
Minigames in RPG mode.
Shoot the targets and watch the fireworks.
Oh, this is easier the first time I got this one.
Yeah, moving the cursor around. I could imagine this one being a lot harder to do with a light gun. I don't know if I've done this particular minigame with a light gun besides putting in a high score at the end of the game.
It's not too bad. If you know a QWERTY keyboard very well, you can click, click, click. There you go.
I am terrible at touch typing. Shoot all the balls.
We're chilling.
This one.
Oh, this one's a nightmare. Oh, I can rapid fire shoot. I should be doing that. I thought this was one I had to be accurate for. I have inadvertently fucked myself in this minigame. Rip.
Practice. I know you're gonna give it to me, Gabe. know. Apparently, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, even if you use a few continues, the game's decently generous with its 1 to 5 star ranking. Alright, 15 more targets of the color. It shouldn't be too bad.
Alright, let's do some category.
One of the 3D games. We'll do the. I think we've done this one.
Oh, this one.
Oh, target's getting faster. Target's getting faster. We're still good. Wow, only barely though. 15 targets.
I
Out of
assume all the
15.
3D minigames are unique to the PS1 version.
Sorry, all the what minigames?
There's a bunch of 3D minigames, and I assume those are all unique to the PS1 version. Well, until they probably. Like I'm doing this one right now where I have to shoot a certain amount of balloons and all the balloons are in 3D.
I mean, PlayStation likes its 3D.
Shoot the ninjas again. No, not that one. It's under this variety, right? Yes.
I would love to see. Would love to see a multiplayer set for this on RA, since this does have the option to do so.
No, that's true.
This is like one of those games that I would love to have like the gaming setup, sort of. So I always have the dream of having a gaming setup which involves having my CRT and my flat screen right next to each other. So that way I could feed video to both the CRT and the flat screen at the same time. So that way I could put out the CRT and have the game show up big as well on the flat screen for somebody who might want to watch or something.
That does sound pretty cool.
Like, I had one extra bullet in the chamber. Whoops! Alright.
I finally bought my. Speaking of setup, I finally got an arcade controller for a change.
Yeah, that was terrible, but I still got a new high score.
This one's for the Street Fighter fans.
Because much to my surprise, they actually do make a rotational joystick like you use for Ikari Warriors.
Huh. I would love to have an arcade machine. I always keep eyeing like a Neo Geo MVS, just because of how versatile something like that would be, and it just aesthetically looks nice as well.
Oh yeah. Plus, it's a lot cheaper to get. If you get an MVS, then you can easily change out games without having to get a whole bunch of different cabinets.
Yeah, that'd be another big benefit from that. I mean, to that same extent, you could. To that same extent, you could just end up doing something like making a main cabinet.
True.
Sorry, I accidentally pulled on the. There we go. Accidentally pulled on the window because I was shooting too fast.
Yeah, I'm in general envious of people who have the space to be able to keep a arcade machine in their home.
I used to have one, but I got rid of it because it takes up a lot of space.
There's at least a few places here that have a decent selection of arcade games, so...
I'd just be happy if there were more arcades around.
Also that...
Yeah, instead of being like, I don't know.
Like, most of the time, whenever I want to play some real good arcade games, it's just reserved for whenever I go to conventions. Oh god. This is one that's involving some quick reaction of, is it a target or is it a bomb? And I was one target short, damn it.
Yeah, I've learned I'm just gonna go ham if I need to when it comes to shooting.
Or have your more
I keep getting one off on this one.
Boy, very hard tanks, let's do it.
Dodge the tanks.
If I remember that one, they keep creeping closer and closer, and you just gotta shoot them before they reach you.
We almost had him, Doc!
Almost.
Almost is not good enough. I regret to inform. Oh god, this one.
frick.
Fuck me.
Okay, that was a bit farther off.
Oh wait, I think I've seen this minigame before in Mario and Sonic.
You're doing the exact same minigame I'm doing right now.
Well, I'm gonna do one of the more interesting ones. Is it this one?
Please tell me I at least got enough to pass. Thank God.
Oh my god, I missed
It doesn't matter
all
because
the
I
criminals.
missed 3.
I
Shoot
think
the
the
raging
main
criminals in the dark.
But I still did it!
I think the main thing that lets down RPG mode is all of the loading between like the overworld and the little encounter thing that you.
I
do in the minigame.
definitely used a lot of fast forward when I was playing through that.
Hello, old man.
Now, if, does the RPG mode have... I would imagine the RPG mode doesn't have, like, random encounters or anything like that.
It does.
Oh, it does? Oh, well, then
It does.
it's just like Chrono Trigger for PlayStation 1 at that point. Or like one of the Final Fantasies on PS1.
Here we go. It's another goddamn fucking UFO.
Yeah, but nobody likes those. Or rather... Well, I thought you were throwing it!
Aw.
I've done my second
Next.
run of Points Blank.
Here's a tip for the UFO stage.
Don't miss.
Yeah,
Well, yes.
that's good
that-
advice. You can't argue.
Not the UFO
Yeah.
one. I meant the, Oh, I'm trying to think of it. It was what I just did. The, parachute targets. You can shoot the targets, or the parachutes, so you can get rid of the bombs like that.
Yeah, that is a thing that they will allow for you to get rid of bullshit targets. So what's my ranking? My ranking is Detective. Earn points if you shoot Dr. Don and Dr. Dan. That's life advice right there.
There we go.
Let's put in a name for ourselves. How's everybody feeling? We got about 5 minutes left on this game.
I mean, we might as well write it out.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
game
it's
for that.
kicking my ass, but I'm having fun.
I mean, yeah, it's a good game.
It definitely took me a while to get, like, decent at Point Blank.
I mean, granted, I'd rather be playing it with a... Not with the joys, not with the controller, but...
Right. It's still Point Blank, and you're still gonna have a good time with it. Just you'd be having a better time with it with a light gun in your hand.
Yeah, or with a mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, or mouse.
Yeah, we'll just do training again. Yes, indeed, light gun games on controller.
Okay, now I know what I'm doing.
Look, if I had this set up, I could have just gone to load up my own copy of Point Blank. And then just play on my hardware for the duration of this segment. And the matching target. I kept upping the difficulty, so at this point I'm like, fuck it, we're just gonna go on the easiest difficulty to ride out the last 5 minutes.
Shoot the vulture. You shoot the vultures. Catch the 12 hostages in the boat of your color.
This... Oh.
Hello, Toon. I have shot a bomb. Do not shoot bombs, kids.
Yeah.
Or at least, don't shoot bombs up close. Shoot them from very, very far away.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
otherwise
I
you're
can
not
go
gonna be able to
Jordan Hill.
see
Yeah,
I
like-
just got my
Get like a
hostages.
sniper or something.
Yeah.
No, the plushie minigame where you have to shoot the matching plushie. That one is a pain to do sometimes because one of the plushie designs is remarkably close to the design of the bombs.
Yeah, the black pigs.
You're sitting there waiting
right
to
now.
get shot.
Original
Where'd it
hardware,
go?
the rest of emulation is a cheaty flex. I mean, it's not any sort of race-like thing. We're basically here to experience the game. So, like, how people load up the game is they do whatever they want to me. We've had somebody before who loaded up all the games on flashcards, and I'm like, yeah, sure, go for it. If that's the setup that works for you, fucking go for it.
Thanks for swinging by, Toon.
Yeah, we hope to see you back here again next week.
Yep.
Yes.
Hope you've been doing well, Toon.
Yes.
See you later.
I severely underestimated, right, or overestimated how long that mode was gonna be. That was like 2 minutes. Oops. Where's the mode? Where do I find the option to select a minigame from the whole
That
list?
should be under arrange.
Okay. Well, too late. I'm going back into beginner. We'll get a few more minigames in. Oh yeah, also wish a happy birthday to Toon. Because,
Happy birthday!
tomorrow is
Happy
birthmas
birthday!
for the Toon.
Real
Happy
talk, happy
birthday.
birthday, Toon.
Happy birthday within the next few hours, Toon. 90-second warning, by the way. We haven't done this one yet. We'll go for this one. The protect the doctors from the tanks.
That but starts in on mine, so perfect timing, I guess.
Oh, fuck. What? I shot that tank before it got its shot off. I'm calling bullshit on that.
I'm calling baloney.
I reached level 8.
The beginner game is easier. Yes, it is.
I hear that's good life advice. The beginner mode is easier.
That's what they say.
Whether or not that's the
I
correct
remember that life
selection.
advice. My grandfather set me down on his knee and said, "Sonny, when you're playing point blank, remember that beginner mode is easier."
I feel like that advice could be not just for point blank, but good to know they had your point blank interests at heart.
Yeah, which was weird because it was 1987.
Before point blank existed. That's just psychic powers at that point. Anyway, that is time.
Okay, I'm ready to move on.
Yeah. So am I, turns
Alright,
out.
like, I don't need to play it anymore.
Well, you're in luck because when we come back, we'll be playing my game up next. We'll see you in a bit.
Dota, my beloved, you are a 3D designer. No one's gonna get that.
That's okay. Half of my jokes don't fly anyway.
Aww.
If you're not making jokes that nobody gets, are you really doing it right?
True.
Flame got that joke. Flame's got your back.
Yep. Flame knows my three Osbandos, Gonta, Just Belmont, and El Pepto-Bismol.
Okay.
Not Dr. Dan and Dr. Dawn.
They came, they saw, they avoided getting shot.
I did not fail a minigame that entire time, at least.
I failed a bunch. Alright,
Oh, I
well,
got one.
we are back for my game up next. And much like a few weeks back when I gave out an NES game by the name of Arkista's Ring, we've got another game in that similar line of how I came across the game, which was through a mystery race that I did. This is another interesting one that I came across I hadn't played before. So I thought it would make for a good game to bring over here. So this is a Japanese-only Sega Saturn game by the name of, and I'm gonna butcher this, Shinrei Jusatsushi Taroumaru. And that image is not the right size for some reason. Hang on a second.
That's a very tiny box art.
Let me fix that. Thought I changed that. There we go. That's more like it.
Oh, that tells me everything about the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, Japan. I love I love how informative your titles are.
Yeah, I especially love the cliche wallpaper that you have. Where did you get it from?
So while we're loading up this game, give me 1 second here.
Time Warner Interactive?
Yeah. Before we did the race of this, we were given some information about the game, which I'm gonna go ahead and put in the RBC room. For the rest of you to take a quick look at your leisure, see how the game controls, and all that. Because you'll probably be able to brute force your way through figuring out controls, but having that information ahead of time is probably going to help you a little bit more.
You know what? I'm going to do this like I was running you're running a game in the 90s. There's no manual, just fucking go in there.
Yeah, I mean, you'll still probably do fine. Just might take a bit to figure out all the ins and outs about the game.
Remember, Order wasn't a joke. Pepperidge Farm remembers. God, I was somebody else. In Japan. And I don't want to make Toho jokes because Toho has been low-key ruined for me, but besides the point.
Game is struggling a bit to run for me, so I might end up having to switch to BizHawk. If I do, it's not the end of the world. It's working for now, though, in RetroArch, so...
I sacrificed...
Let me make sure my controls are, bound, now that I think about it.
Yeah, because I can't imagine you play Sega Saturn games as often as something like, NES or whatever. But this does utilize all the buttons, although granted the triggers, L and R, are just used for cycling between targets. But it will use all the face buttons, all 6 of them, and then triggers, and then, of course, D-pad. I believe you can credit feed your way through here. Well, I played it for half an hour for the race, and I never ran out of continues. So, as far as I know, there are unlimited continues.
To be fair, Okami, it's you. You are not...
I was not the only one who ran out. It was a 7-player race, and nobody got a full game over in half an hour.
That's a better sample.
Alright, I'm good to go, I think. Probably.
Yeah, I think
As am I. I checked the options, but I didn't understand a single word they said.
Yeah, good luck with that. When we play it for the race, we just left the options on defaults, and that's how we went. All right, so I am ready to go when everybody else is.
Ooh, we have options.
Good luck reading them.
I am ready.
Okay, starting then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shinrei, Jusatsushi, Taroumaru.
I could be like the white-haired dude or
Yo!
the guy in the
The cool-looking one or the not-cool-looking one. Take your pick.
I went with the guy on the left when I play this for the race, but I have been told that there isn't much difference between the characters. You do have charge shots, so keep that in mind. That's going to be an interesting button for jump, but I think I can work with that. For me, L1 on a PS5 controller is the jump button.
Oh, sure is.
For me, it's R1. And I'm also using a PS5 controller.
So we're opening up with this boss fight, okay?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of boss fights. So get used to it. This game...
I kind of appreciate that in a game like this.
Man, I can't believe Mario Party 5 took from this game.
Ooh, yeah, it's struggling. I'm gonna close my game and switch over to BizHawk for this one, because it's been struggling for me on RetroArch.
Okay, so circle is a... What's this do then?
So you have your regular attack. Your other, I guess you could say, polarity. The way that works is you can use it on certain enemies, and then you basically take control of them and they start fighting for you.
Ah, I see. To control this vampire dude.
I don't know, I've been having a lot of fun with this electricity attack.
It is a fun attack.
I assume you can only take control of humanoid enemies like the ninjas or the... Like I showed off the bat dude.
I believe so. It just says certain enemies. I don't have a concrete list for you of exactly which enemies.
Also, it appears I can only take control of one person. One person at a time. Because I tried to take control of another person run to avoid getting killed.
Yes. But there's another mechanic with that. I don't remember which button it is, but there is a button that you can press, which makes it, which blows up your companion character so it acts as like a smart bomb.
Ooh.
Alright, let's try this again now on BizHawk. This is what I use for the race, so it should work fine, hopefully. Audio might be a bit crunchy at times, because, you know, Saturn emulation. But at least the controls feel a little bit more natural, because I can more easily find them. I think that's the one. The speed tech when I did this race ended up being, like, slide through the majority of it, because you do have a slide move. Oh, shit. On the fire.
Skeletons!
I'm not. Oh, yeah. It's really struggling for me. I guess I am using a different scan from last time. We had an interesting problem with the version of the game we were given last time, where there was no music.
Oh, that's
a shame, because this music's amazing.
Yeah, this is good traditional type Japanese music.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm kind of in love with the atmosphere this game is setting.
It's got a cool atmosphere.
Apparently, I got pretty far in half an hour, so it's apparently not super long, kind of like an arcade length of a game.
Big centipede, ow! Big centipede that shoots out needles.
Yeah?
Well,
you know how it be. I'll deal with the audio for a bit longer. If it gets to be really choppy, I can always just mute my audio and put on the playlist, but... What game is this? Hold on. Every time I have to list this game, I have to go pull up the name for myself. Oh. Don't click the deafen button, me. Every time I do this game, I have to read the name of this. I gotta pull it up because I never remember it. This is Shinrei. I'll actually copy this into the Twitch chat. Shinrei Jusatsushi Taroumaru for Saturn. I'm gonna post that there in case you want to send that to Time Wanderer later as a podcast game. Because I feel like you would get some enjoyment out of this for a podcast game, Tom. Both of you would. Alright, now the giant centipede.
Another example of games that would have made the Saturn probably a little bit better in the US.
If you also need it just for one XYZ reason, you can poke me on Discord, Tom, and I can send you the other piece of information that I provided everybody here in the call with the explanation of the controls of the game. I think I'm about to lose my my first life. Let's turn that guy into a smart bomb.
Oh.
Yeah?
How am I still alive after taking so many hits?
Magic Pixel? I don't know. Now, it may be hard to tell, but your lives for each credit are to the left of your charge bar. That is your life count. I only say it might be hard to tell because they're not like normal 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, they use Chinese characters and not...
Oh my god.
Technically Japanese, but it's the same.
It blends in a little... For those of us who don't naturally like, speak the language, it does blend in a bit with everything else. So what may not immediately occur to you is, oh yeah, this is the life counter. It definitely didn't occur to me until a little bit into the race. I think I eventually caught on to it, but again, it didn't really matter. Because you also, in case anybody hasn't gotten a game over yet, when you game over, you do pick up right where you left off.
Oh, that is very convenient.
So there's no, like, backtracking. Unless they do that for, like, the final stage or something like that. I don't know. I don't think they would change the way they do that, but I have been surprised before. I think I did see, and I don't have much experience with this game, but I think I saw somebody in the chat comparing it to Sin and Punishment. Or saying that if you're experienced with Sin and Punishment, you might excel at this game.
This reminds me a bit of like something like Gunstar Heroes.
I could also see Gunstar Heroes.
Yeah.
Like, this does have we were saying that this does kind of have a treasure feeling to it.
Yeah, I could see this being a treasure type of game.
I need to get myself another partner. There we go.
I enjoy just telling my partner to blow the fuck up.
Yeah, right?
You've lived long enough. It's time to perish it, and you know.
Speaking of which, I mean, it's especially convenient when after they blow the fuck up, you can just get yourself another partner.
Disposable partners.
Ouch.
To be fair, that was basically Kirby Superstar before Ultra fixed their AI.
Oh, and yeah, this game also has a 2-player mode, by the way. You can play this game 2-player with someone else. I haven't tried it, so I think it's 2 separate players, because I could see it being like one person controls the main guy and the other person controls the person they decide to convert to their side.
I mean, there's 2 characters in the game. I don't know why each person can't play one of the 2 characters.
Yeah, well, I think there's something to be said for the idea of player 1 choosing somebody to control and then player 2 taking control of that person. I think there is at least merit to that.
It's okay, I disarmed the boss.
Yeah.
The boat! I'm on the boat, motherfucker! I'm riding it!
Yeah, I'm on the boat now, fighting the boat boss.
I have to imagine this is the stage boss.
I really couldn't tell where stages began and ended. The game just kind of kept going and going.
Oh, it's one of those types.
Yeah.
Like,
there might be...
Not...
There might be some places where you can define as, like, the end of a stage, but it really doesn't matter all too much.
Sir, please put me down. It's rude.
I will say this enemy is difficult to makes the targeting go a bit wonky, but I'm sure that's part of the boss.
Alright, and boat continues after the boss. Directly into another boss.
Well, I mean,
Alright, there
boats
goes the
don't
weird
just
guy.
sink because you kill the captain.
That's true. We're the captain now.
Tight
I am
people.
the
I don't want
captain
to.
now.
Please stop destroying
That's
the
a
town.
giant skeleton.
I need it.
Smash, 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 smash! Okay.
I could not possess the kite ninjas for some reason.
Oh, that's a big fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Gonna readjust
Oh my god.
what I see
Please,
really
sir,
quick.
stop destroying the town. I need it.
That's my town, you can't have it.
Take some healing. I would be kind of interested to see like what a 1 credit clear this game would look like without having a credit feed.
Alright, big sailor man, fuck off and die.
Alright, onto the seesaw boss.
I've beaten the giant skeleton.
Congratulations, you have more to do now.
Oh!
Ow! Alright, seesaw boss gone.
Alright, goodbye, skeleton. We have no need of you here. We will just exist as formless sacks of flesh.
What I always
was
wanted to
clicking
be.
the boat just now as it rotated.
Oh, I still got my teammate with me.
There we go.
My
You
teammate is
teammate
going to
it.
learn the true power teamwork is exploding for my sake.
Well, I might want to keep him around for a bit longer because I'm fighting a boss now. I feel like the smart bomb approach is a lot better for the trash mobs rather than a boss.
Oh, it definitely is. Put me down. It's rude to pick me up.
Oh shit.
I would like to get off your seesaw, please. Thank you.
Another
Oh,
boss down.
shields.
Now we're going indoors. I guess you could consider this the next stage, maybe? It's definitely different, decently different scenery from
There's a lot of spiders I just noticed.
the last area.
How do I dodge this flame?
That's the neat
Which
part,
one?
you don't.
The skeleton?
Yeah?
The flame on the boat from the big skeleton, yeah.
I think you can
You
jump
just jump over it. Yeah, you just jump over it.
Oh shit.
Alright, spiders, lovely.
Well, I have a problem. I have fallen into fire.
And
I
you
have a
choose
problem
not
too,
to
there
get
are way
up.
too many spiders here.
Lady, what just
Lady,
happened?
why did you just kill the kid? Oh, he's a giant snake. Okay, that explains a lot.
He's the exorcist.
At least I'm getting most of my health back. It was definitely, flirting
Man,
with
I'm going to
danger in
kill
the
you and like take your snake. You okay?
Hey guys, I found Darmanitan!
Nice. Oh, well, yeah, you're at the seesaw boss.
That's a really big chakram.
Oh god, yeah, this...
She doesn't-
Oh god. Right, this arena rotates.
She doesn't need a very big chalk. She just needs to die.
I don't like this boss. Just because there's not enough opportunities for you to actually clock damage. It's one of those bosses that only open every so often to reveal their weak points so you can clock damage.
Oh, we're dealing with a more, platformy area.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to finish off in this cycle, but the next cycle
Good. Oh, okay,
should be
I
able to
got
get you down, no problem. Ooh, barely, but barely counts. Yeah, you're in the fire area now.
Everything's
that.
on
We're in the
fire.
fire!
Okay.
And now, auto-scroller hell.
Yay, my favorite. How did you know?
Oh, pain! Oh no. Oh, there I go.
Sure, can I take control of one of these guys? That would be helpful. Alright, that might not be as easy to do given the, lock-on targets I've got available to me. Okay. That's fine, I suppose. We'll make do.
No, that's okay. I
Oh,
wasn't
what a
using my
shield,
skill
Oh my
anyway.
gosh, I didn't know I was
Look,
fighting Xena
I
in
found-
this game.
I found
Yeah?
the box, boss. I'm in the box, boss.
Yeah, welcome
Hi.
welcome to the box hell.
I found like I think a guard button. It looks like.
Yeah, you've
Okay.
got a flash shield you can use.
Yeah, oh yeah, that is another
No,
that is very useful because it blocks bullets.
Yeah.
I figured.
It,
looks like it
it'll
blocks
block
bullets.
pretty much anything as long as you time it well. There's definitely some sections where if you want to survive, you're going to want to make real good use of that. I think this boss is one such example of that. The one that I'm on. all that fire back.
Where do I go from here?
Down.
Oh, I go down, actually.
Yeah, when in doubt, go down. Oh, I'm just gonna fold on that fire.
Alright, just get down here.
Time for auto-scrolling. Everyone's favorite.
Yep, you're at the auto-scrolling section now as well. Congratulations.
There we go.
Can I possess the Tengu? No, I cannot.
I tried.
Okay.
It's like go first and six. Like, can I control these fuckers?
This is a very satisfying game to button mash with, because you can just see the enemy whittle down on their health.
Yeah, I can't really button mash this hard because...
Don't underestimate how good charge shots are.
Yeah, that's what I've been mostly doing.
I wish that... So you have the bar to indicate how high up it's charged. I do wish that the bar being filled indicated it was charged at its maximum. But no, that's not the case. It fills up, and then it's... When it starts flashing after that, which is like another second after it fills up, that's when it's charged up to maximum. Important distinction.
Ah, stupid Tengu, get away.
Now let's keep moving.
I don't like this big wall of just blue. Is there gonna be something important? Oh look, an organ.
We're just gonna smart bomb again. Oh shit. That's a laser. That definitely lasered the hell out of me. Let's see if I can maybe possibly take control of one of them. No, I don't think that's happening. Alright. We'll have to do this the old-fashioned way then. Oh, because it's a boss. That makes sense. Now I see the boss health bar. Wasn't really looking in that area. Well, if it's a boss, let's start treating it as such.
Okay, shield's very useful here.
Yeah, correct. The shield for the boss after the auto-scroller is really good to have, because you're kind of playing a game of tug-of-war there. That's the way I describe it.
Yeah, pretty much.
How does someone get the shield going?
There's a button
down
for it that you just press.
Really, for me, it's double tap down. For the
I mean,
shield.
yeah, you can do that too, but there's a button that
Yeah,
does it.
there's a dedicated button for it. Double tapping down also works for the shield. Anyway, time to fight a frog. I'm sad though that
ninja game.
So I'm sad because I had those tentacle mishaps before, so I basically lost a few minutes of progress. We may not be able to get to my favorite thing that happened in this game during the race, because I saw it like near the end of the 30 minutes, but we'll see.
It's kind of wild that it doesn't reset your score when you can.
Shrine Maidens. Capture the Shrine Maiden. Out.
Well, the eyes. Back to shooting the frog. Oh god. Forgot how damaging those hands are.
I cannot possess the Shrine Maidens, unfortunate. Would have been very helpful.
I mean, yes, that is my username, Barkeep. You are correct. Anyway, frog, please die. Okay, frog is down. Now, phase 2 of the frog.
Here we go. Now we take this.
I'm sure you could, Barkeep. I am known trash Bomberman player. Alright. I think phase 2 of the frog was a little bit on the easier side. not as much bullshit to get around. Although I am like a hit away from death. I am dead. Let me correct that statement. To continue.
I wonder if different ones have different amounts of energy.
Like different guys having different stats of the ones that you can take control of.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm being told you're apparently very good at Super Mario Man 3 because you play almost every Thursday, Veritasu. Oh no.
You have to take everything Barkeep says with, like, an entire container of salt.
Well, yeah, that's how I always take my Bomberman. Alright, now that we are past the frog, welcome to the minecart! Yes, this game has a minecart stage.
Oh boy! We know our minecart stages of Donkey Kong Country for Game Boy Color was indication.
When I saw this stage, actually,
when
I saw this game, the immediate game that I thought of, actually, was Rocket Knight Adventures.
Ooh.
In the minecart stage in Rocket Knight.
Ah, yes. A pure definition of a Konami game. Fun, but hard as hell.
That's just Konami games in general.
Yeah. Especially since they like to give you limited continues in the 16-bit generation.
Yep.
Your hair, Frog.
Have you? Oh, you found Frog?
I found Frog.
Congratulations.
Hello, Frog.
Ads are running on my end.
This boss just looks like a Gradius boss to me, or a Gradius boss. This minecart boss. It's kind of what it reads to me as. Oh, hang on.
And poor Freezestar keeps getting ads.
Oh, I will monitor that for when feed comes back.
Finally, I get my revenge on Reimu.
Smash, smash, smash. Oh, nope, not quite good enough. Okay, this Crescent Moon boss is down. Now we free fall. You can, of course, still use the shield while you're free falling. And in fact, it is a suggested survival technique to use your shields while free falling.
I was gonna say Frog defeat. Oh, God, he ate us.
Yep, now you're at phase 2 of the frog.
So basically, Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the second game that I have played where I have to kill a frog from the inside. I didn't know this was a recurring theme in gaming.
I need to rest my hand a bit.
This is simply revenge for all the frogs we've had to dissect and,
My hand is very sore.
All the frogs you had to dissect, continue your sentence. Anyway, time to roll around in a hamster ball now.
Oh, you know.
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
This game continues to get more and more nonsensical, and yet we still haven't reached the part I was talking about that I really enjoyed. Oh my god, am I gonna... Oh my god. So during my death animation, because the death animation takes a bit, the ball is still rolling. So right when I spawned, I rolled off a cliff. Which fortunately are not instant death. Thank God for that. I don't think either I've run into any instant death hazards in general in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have that many. Although I think you can fall off the waterfall.
Well, you can fall into pits, yeah, but I don't know how many of those are, like, instant death. Because most of the time when you fall in a pit, it just launches you back out of the pit with some damage taken.
Oh yeah, that's true, actually, now that you mention that. Minecarts!
Yep, welcome to Minecart Land. And eventually you'll get to the boss that I said looks like a Gradius boss, and you'll understand why, probably. Anyway, remember that hamster ball I mentioned? Imagine, getting across swinging moving platforms while in a hamster ball.
Oh yeah, this is a very Gradius boss.
Yeah. We've got about 3 minutes left with this game, by the way.
Oh. I made it a Chrono Trigger.
I don't think I'm going to get to the section that I was talking about, that absolutely made me laugh the first time I played this game. So, later on, probably like, I'll peg it at 5 minutes from where I'm at. You get to a nine-tailed fox as a boss. When you beat it, the way you continue on to the next part of the stage is you decapitate the nine-tailed fox and ride its head to the next part of the stage. And
Amazing.
It was just so nonsensical to me. It was great.
We're just deworming this frog. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're doing it a favor.
You're performing surgery on the frog.
That's why it's so angry. It just needs to be.
They perform surgery on a frog?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he lost a limb, so he needs new frog aesthetics.
That's a good one.
Sliding, keep sliding. Oh god, yep, the logs that I gotta get across. The cannons. Oh, nope, keep sliding me. Ow. Rip. That's fine. We'll live. Except for the part about dying. Never mind that part. Ooh, actually, I can take control of you, can't I? Yeah, let's get us a partner.
Well, looks like I'm helping out this frog. Don't worry, buddy. I'll help you get rid of your ulcers.
Oh, it's got more than ulcers.
I feel like I'm just like, nope, never mind. Didn't find the sweet spot anymore.
Oh yep, now I'm in the hamster ball.
Oh, piss. Yes, tapeworm. Never mind.
Yep, you're now in hamster ball land. Well, you haven't gotten to the part yet where you're rolling around with the hamster ball. That comes later. Specifically, I think after you beat the boss that you're on. I think I can squeeze in finishing off this boss in the next 30 seconds.
Please stop spamming this attack. It's annoying.
Is it the one where they creates a wall?
Yes.
Yep.
I know it has other attacks.
It's just using the safest one for itself. Technically a strategical move. And no more partner, but that's fine because we are just about at time. That's 30 minutes. You're free from this game.
Curious game.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's a Saturn game that never made it out over here, so it's a bit obscure, for sure. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna be playing Veritasu's game up next. We'll see you in a bit.
I had a good time because I just finished the frog surgery.
Nice. You should be able to shift back over to, RetroArch. Just hope that...
I wonder how long this is.
I can do a quick search and see how long the long play is. See what comes up.
What was that? What the hell is that?
Oh, I'm in the hamster ball.
Well, you know.
Hamster ball.
Why are there landmines? I'm not gonna question it.
I think not questioning things in this game is probably a wise move.
Probably a good idea. So I see a playthrough on YouTube for this game that's at about 50 minutes. I see another one at 40 minutes, so that gives you kind of an estimate for how long the game is. Anyway.
Okay, so we may have gotten, like, maybe halfway.
Yeah, about that, give or take. Anyway, let's get on with the next game of the night from Veritasu.
Okay, so who here likes fighting games?
Depends on the fighting game.
No, beat 'em ups.
I was gonna say, yeah, beat 'em up is more accurate to say.
Yeah, it is more accurate to say that, actually. Well, I bring you what is arguably the genesis of the genre. And I'm bringing you specifically the NES port of it. And that's Nekketsu Kouha Kunio. Oh, we go somebody?
No, I just got my emulator ready for the next game.
Oh, it's Nekketsu Kouha Kunio-kun.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Renegade.
Yeah, you gave me specifically the Japanese version.
Yeah, because I like the Japanese version more.
Okay. Because I was gonna ask you about are there like differences between the Japanese and the US version you wanna discuss?
I think that the maze in the last stage is different between the two of them. Other than that, I think it's mostly just graphical differences.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, let's see what we got for the set.
I know you brought in other region versions. I think you brought in the Japanese versions of games like Castlevania, Volubility, I think the PAL version of Fester's Quest.
Yeah, this one was mostly just because it was... I prefer having... It's a Kunio-kun game, it should have Kunio.
I mean, that's a fair reason.
Also because, it's important, because this is where he meets Ricky.
Yeah, I'm not entirely caught up on the Kunio lore, so most of the Kunio games that I have played, as few as they are, mostly the US ones. It wasn't until not too long ago that I did sit down and finish River City Ransom for the first time.
That takes a while.
Just never really got around to it before.
Well, you spend so much time really building up money so that you can build up your stats that you can kind of easily get distracted.
Yeah, that's
Oh my god, we hit someone with a car!
That's definitely the problem that I ran into with River City Ransom, is the early game is so packed with just doing a lot of grinding, basically, so you can raise all your stats. So you can, like, more reasonably beat things. Especially if you play on the hardest the harder difficulty.
Yeah. Yeah, in this one, it's funny, because in this one, Kunio's friend gets kidnapped. In the arcade version, every stage, somebody beats him up, and then Kunio goes to beat them up.
I want to say this is also, not this version, but I think the arcade version, I want to say is one of the games that was featured in the Masahiro Sakurai Game Center CX crossover.
He's done it, but he's played it before as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we beat it, but he's done this before. This was a challenge at some point.
Yeah. I just remembered that kind of in recent memory because because you had that crossover happen where it was basically they played 25 arcade games to see if Sakurai could do better than Areno while taking a handicap. And basically dunking on Areno, as is tradition.
I need to see that.
Sakura kept taking bigger and bigger handicaps, and Arnold was still like behind.
I think I'm good to go.
Just because you've played games for 20 years.
Should give him Quest of Key. You would have been ready for that.
Nobody's ready for Quest of Key.
I doubt he would have been.
I'm ready to go when everybody else is.
I'm ready.
All right, starting
I've been ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fiery Renegade Kunio, as the title screen is telling me.
I was like, off the title screen, please.
Here we go. Select, get you off the title screen. Well, it gets you to the, mode select menu, and then starts the game.
I'll say this, jump kicks are your friend.
I do vividly remember jump kicks being pretty good.
Also, you can kneel on enemies that are knocked down most of the time, and punch them until they die. Or get knocked out, I suppose, more accurately.
Try jump kicking some more. Like any good early beat 'em up, the only way to play it is to find cheese.
Oh yeah.
One of the blind races that I did, I think it was a few years ago, was a blind race of the ZX Spectrum version of Renegade 3, which was interesting.
Oh god. There is no good version of that game.
It was... I definitely found cheese in that. I remember the cheese specifically being, if you ducked while attacking, you would still, like... You'd still take damage up until the final hit. When you got to the final hit, though, you would just not die. You just do that the whole game, and you win for the most part. Except for possibly the last stage, where the timer is really strict. Also, it has this interesting glitch where if you continue, and you're on stage 2, the game does not load the stage properly, so once you beat the stage and go on to the next one, the game crashes.
Oh no!
That sounds about right, honestly.
ZX Spectrum is a fascinating home computer sometimes. I have a ZX Spectrum of my own. I don't use it that much, but I have it. I need to get it hooked up so that way I can use it more, because I have a decently sizable selection of ZX Spectrum games, so I'd be interested to try some of the random stuff I have, even though most of it is stuff I got in, like, lots. But I do have a actual copy of Renegade 3, so...
I'm sure you're very proud of that.
I'm not.
It won't go down that easily.
Nobody's proud of Renegade 3. Not even the people who made it.
It's a weird one that has, like, where the whole plot's, like, time travel or something like that.
Is Renegade 3 a US Gold joint?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Because if there's a company that loves making weird sequels to games they really shouldn't, it sure is US Gold, see Human Killing Machine.
Oh god.
Which is supposed to be a sequel to Street Fighter. The original Street Fighter.
Not so much a sequel as much as inspired by somebody watching someone else play a game of Street Fighter.
Or their weird version of Strider 2.
Oh my god.
Which came out years before the actual Strider 2.
Which, to be fair, that was Tier Tex.
That was Tier Tex. I think that's the same company.
Are they?
And that's a common company practice. Why have only one name for your company when you can have a lot? See, one name for every regulation you break. Anyway, I've met these guys in motorcycles, or guys on motorcycles.
Yep, time to take out the motorcycle club.
This is just beginning.
The motorcycle guys are really easy because you just hit them once and they're down.
Especially with the jump kick, you just time it and then boom! Oh, I didn't do a good job timing that one.
Is anybody else hearing Discord
I
notifications?
accidentally fell off the path where I died, so like I'm down with this. I've had enough already.
I'm not hearing Discord notifications.
I'm not hearing
I will take this bike and go.
I
Here I go.
Must be on my end then.
I have Discord notification sounds turned off, so...
I have stolen a bike and now I'm kicking people off their own bikes.
Yeah, I'm also trying to kick guys off their own bikes.
Yes, I die.
To the best of my ability. Oh yeah, isn't this one of those games where you only have one life? Or...
No, you've got multiple lives.
Okay, you have 3.
My message just said, "Don't fuck with me." I got the power gun and anime on my side.
Oh wait!
Anyway, welcome back
Enough
to
fighting
Jump Kick.
Shinji.
Oh, what the? Ah!
Back to everybody's favorite Kunio game show, Jump Kick.
Okay, I'm gonna have to turn that off. That's driving insane.
I won't go down that easily. How long is this game, actually?
Not that long, I think.
I'm into stage 3
Get out of here,
now.
Shinji.
Yeah, it's not very
Go back to...
It's
Get
only 4
the Eva,
stages.
Shinji. Crime Stopper.
And now I'm having to deal with
More like crime to
Sukabans.
stop.
Yeah, I'm in stop crime mode too.
Yes,
Kunio,
I
my
died
favorite
again.
RoboCop.
The power of anime did not work for me that time.
I think there's a way to continue.
If it's
Or
not,
stage select.
if it's in line with something from this era, it's some sort of cheat code or something like that.
Yeah.
Something you probably wouldn't find through normal means.
Okay.
Unless you were
want
just
to
trying
go
random
fight
crap.
her? Okay, I'm gonna go fight. Oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, if the game isn't super long, then I might see about just completing a loop before we start moving on.
Why did I choose to fight Misuzu?
Because you could.
Oh, they're split paths?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can technically not fight the big boss of stage 3 if you go in one of the doors.
But you chose poorly?
I chose to fight Misuzu because she's a funny character, but
Oh, yeah, there she is.
she's also
Doesn't
a
she also-
pain to fight.
Doesn't she also come back in
No.
River City Girls?
Yep.
She comes back in like most later games.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see why she's a problem, because she's so tall that dropkicks don't, that your usual good strategy does not matter.
Yeah, I can't wait to get
Yeah.
there then. Ow.
Ugh.
I'll show you, Shinji.
Misuzu is,
Problematic.
River City Girls go a long way to making her less of a problem.
Yeah, she immediately punishes you on doing anything with... If you just get anywhere close to her, she grabs you.
Yeah, you pretty much just have to get within range, hit her a couple times, get outside of range.
Alright. On to stage 4.
I'm so glad newer builds of retro achievements have a little tracker to show you how close you are to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, stop it. Nah.
All those 503 and 504 errors on the site were worth it for this update.
Okay.
Speaking of, I need to change my motto on the site.
Damn
Beat
it.
Misuzu.
Oh wait, no, we're still good.
I see a P.
Pick that up. Your punches and kicks will send people flying
I think I was a
Or
little
like-
too late on the draw.
for like a couple of seconds. It's not that helpful, but it is cool.
It's one of those not super helpful, but if given the opportunity, you might as well pick it up.
Admittedly, it is more useful on stages 1 and 2, since you can actually knock people off the stage.
We'll add this game to the list of NES games with P in them.
I think I accidentally found I had activate level 2. Because I pressed up A and start and it... Or maybe... Or like difficulty level 2, rather.
Right through this door.
Oh my gosh, she does so much to you with her one slap.
I think I'm the only one who avoided her.
Yep, if you went in one of the doors, just makes you fight some regular mooks, and then you go on.
Yeah, I just fought regular mooks and then I went on to stage 4.
Absolutely not, ma'am. This is my first time meeting you.
Hey, Acoustics. No, this is before River City Ransom. This is pre-River City Ransom.
Well, now it's time for hell. Oh, shit.
That's the game over for me, so...
Did you get to the boss or a room full of enemies that are a real pain to fight?
I found a boss.
Oh, Barkeep, I have been... How do I word this? Nice to meet you. I am the wholesome, Lust Phoenix of this group.
Yeah, Beak's been here
Wholesome
for a little bit at this point. I don't remember how long exactly. But you've been here for a number of episodes at least.
Oh, yeah.
Game
Yep, I've been here since, episode 7 of Season 3 of RBC.
Yeah, that's been a while. That's been over a year.
I mean, it could also be, that they recognize you, but they don't recognize Beak Beak BS.
Oh, that
Reading
is
again
true.
in the chat.
Oh.
Then again, there are times that I've given you guys BS.
I guess it does look like BS, on the stream overlay because of the font that I use, for the names. It is supposed to be an 8 and a 5, though.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I'm gonna get my ass handed to me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. So it does it in this version, too. I knew in the US version, if you picked the wrong door, it would just send you back to the boss of a previous stage, and then you would have to start the stage again. What happened to me?
I have game overed. And it looks like Freeze also got kicked back to the start of the game. And I think most of us have game overed or just tapped out, so I think this is going to be a good place to stop with this game.
Well,
Unless
let me
you
go
want-
until I game over.
You want to go till your game over? Okay, I can.
Yeah, I want to see if maybe I can make it. Probably not.
I can let it
Yeah,
run
Since I
then.
don't know the routes.
I'll jump into another run in the meantime. Why not? No, I'm gonna make it back to where I was, but punch, punch, ah.
Yeah, you never know. The game's not long.
I mean, yeah, but I expect when you get to the end or when you game over, that's when we're gonna move on. Like if we're only like 12 minutes in, so if we did go to the full 30, yeah, I probably could make it back to where I was, but I don't think we're gonna be playing for quite that long. Wow, you weren't kidding about them going flying. That's just more comedic than anything else.
Yep. Okay, dude with sticks, let me beat up your friend without hitting me.
No.
How dare you gang up on me? It's not allowed. Left to right. Right. Oh god, it's Masuzu again!
Yep, that's the hell I was dealing with and how I got my game over. Sucks that you also, it's checkpoint based, when you die. So,
Yeah.
so when you die, you have to restart the fight instead of just picking up right where you left off, like what's become the norm for beat-em-ups after this point. Time to beat the boss. Oh shit! I got grappled.
Masuzu, I couldn't go easy on you.
Hey, you holding up on lives though.
I'm on my last one.
Alright, good luck. At least made it past stage 1 again. I won't go down that easily. Thank you, Kunio. That's a good sound. Maybe I can hijack another bike at least.
Okay, I took out Misuzu.
Nice.
Oh god, there's a second one!
Yes, I'm free! No, I'm not!
I'm a genius, oh no!
I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh, I'm dead!
I mean, that's also just me in general.
No one told me Misuzu had a sister!
You can do it, maybe.
I did it!
Oh, well, there you go. Now, hopefully there's not a third one.
And I went into a door and I'm fighting another Misuzu! I'm trapped in Misuzu hell!
A Bobo. And then a Bobo shows up. No, wait, no, that's not. That's every single other.
Welcome everybody
Techno
to
Scene after Double
Mizuzu
Dragon
Monday. Ignore the fact that it's Friday. At least you got fully healed.
Yeah, that's true.
Look how happy we are to fight you right now! In the Renegade, it's the greatest game in the world! Except it's not.
Okay.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Oh, got it.
I'm doing significantly worse at the bike portion. Here we go.
Don't worry, Veritasu, I'll cheer you on! Veritasu, he's our man if we can't do it! Oh, we get to move on to the next game!
Go.
That's some great H. Oh god. Okay, maybe Turbo was a mistake.
That's it.
You've done it. You've tapped
I
out.
died to Misuzu.
Okay, well. But you still extended the game by like 4-ish minutes from when I was originally calling for it, so still a good effort. Went for 16.5 minutes, but we're gonna stop the game here.
Mark.
Yay!
And we're gonna take a quick 1-minute break. When we come back, we will be playing, I believe it's Beak Beak's game up next.
Yep.
Yep, Beak Beak's game. We'll see you in a bit.
Cannot wait.
Wonder why Freezestar keeps getting ads like every 10 minutes, it feels like.
It should be only every 30.
It's it's probably something that's in your setting, because I think they have a setting.
I have it set to every 30. That's
what I'm saying, like, why specifically you this game is, because there's a setting in Twitch that basically makes it so it'll automatically play ads every X amount of time, which is basically a way to eliminate pre-rolls.
I have it set to 3 minutes an hour, and it does 1 hour, or 1 minute 30 seconds. So it does 1 minute 1.5 minutes every half an hour. And since these usually last half an hour, that means you at some point there's an ad plays.
Mm-hmm. That's just how it is, and we'll make do with it.
Yeah.
We will accommodate. Anyway, it is time for the next game for tonight from Beak Beak. Why is there not text? There we go, Beak Beak. It's weird the text wasn't showing up for a second.
Well, as you know, I am the person who gets a lot of the chances to send out ROM hacks.
Yep.
Sometimes you find a game that doesn't really get a lot of ROM hacks. You know,
I was lurking in the Den of Game stream, and you put this game as your way to apologize for indirectly giving us Fix the Adventure from a bit ago.
I mean, I'm not sorry for making you guys do that, but at the same time, I'm sorry that you had to learn about that game. So, we're going to be playing Pokemon Pinball Generations, a hack of the original Pokemon Pinball for the Game Boy Color.
Okay, interesting.
Also, never apologize for the stuff you inflict on others. just let them tell me what I've done to people on this show.
That is true. I mean, Super Mario World Highland was a great choice.
Oh man, I'm looking at the other games in the Twitch database when I type in Pokemon Pinball. Hell yeah, Pokemon Pinball Mini. Imagine if we could get Pokemon Mini in here. Now that's a little piece of history that I would love to be able to have. A Pokemon Mini, but they're expensive now.
Not to mention there are a bunch of homebrews that people have made for it.
I believe that. I've seen one of the Pokemon mini games in the Speedruns Live's mystery tournament. The Speedruns Live mystery tournament. I forget what the name of it is, but I think the idea is like you were kind of rolling through a maze. Basically, it was like a top-down game.
Oh, that might be Togepi's Great Adventure.
I think it was that one.
I played that. That game's really fun.
Yeah, when I saw that game looked really interesting.
Yeah, man, I have that mastered.
Like, I saw a few places when I looked at some of the marketplaces at a few conventions that were selling Pokemon minis in the box, and it's like $1,000, and I'm like, fuck that. Maybe sometime, but definitely not now.
It is one of the few actual games on the Pokemon Mini.
One of the few actual games, you say. I mean, I've experienced at least part of the Pokemon Pokemon Mini library, because you can play at least a few of the Pokemon mini games through Pokemon Channel on the GameCube.
Yeah, a lot of the Pokemon Minis library is minigame collections.
Yeah, but I think one of my favorite ones I got to play, and I mastered this one, was Pokemon Zany cards.
Just doing a little bit of cropping, so it'll be a little bit more before we get started. I'm working on it.
Zany cards.
Man, I think the closest I had was like, did you ever have like those toy Pokedexes that sometimes had like built-in minigames into them?
Yes, I had the Sinnoh one, and I remember beating Pokemon Ranger Escape the Sea Temple Maze.
I think I used to have, and I might still have, the Kanto one. I think I at least have the Sinnoh one. I don't use it that much. It's kind of more of a display piece now more than anything else. But it's still kind of neat to see. It's like back when I was into Pokemon, I always really liked, like when I was more into Pokemon anyway, I always did like the design of the Pokedexes.
They're so good, aren't they?
Anyway, I think I got most everything cropped here. So, I am ready to go when everybody else is.
As am I.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready to roll.
Starting then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pokemon Pinball Generations.
I pressed the wrong button.
Alright, we're starting a new Bark Town.
Now I went with the red table.
Gold.
Yeah, so did I.
I picked gold.
Let's see.
Are the red and blue tables different as well?
Looks like they're the same that I remember. I don't remember them quite as well as others may.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
Okay.
But apparently there's now a new breeding feature, which I want to discover that. Ooh, it's a jet!
Oh yeah, I did not see the arrow at first, so at first I'm like, oh yeah, the original Pokemon Pinball, but with color. Yeah, now I see the gold and silver tables. Let's jump onto one of the gold and silver tables then.
I feel like
the original Pokemon Pinball is a Game Boy Color game.
Yeah.
But it was only red and blue tables, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does this have like the expanded like decks?
I would imagine.
It looks like it has all the gold and silver Pokemon, assumedly.
Yeah, but apparently a new breeding mechanic, as I mentioned.
Interesting to put a breeding mechanic into a pinball game. How often is that a phrase you can say? I mean, maybe it's more often than I think. I don't play pinball games regularly.
I was gonna say, there's breeding in Ruby Sapphire Pinball.
Okay, that's fair. Fair enough. Ah, fuck.
I just realized there's a timer.
I got a Sentret.
Yeah, I see.
Always has been.
Yeah, I see the timer. Yeah, just
Hey,
so
Mom.
as neat as pinball is, it's never something I really got, like, super into or anything. Sometimes when I see, like, a pinball table, maybe I'll play a round or two,
No,
but
Pikachu didn't save me.
like, I also know people who are real damn good at pinball.
I enjoy pinball. I'm terrible at pinball.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same.
Same. Not to mention, it also depends on the pinball game you play, because if you play Mario Pinball Land or Kirby's Pinball Land even, your enjoyment may be kind of minimal.
Those games don't have physics.
Physics are a suggestion in Mario Pinball Land, okay?
Or Pinball of the Dead, that's
yeah.
another one. Or Pac-Man Pinball.
Or Muppet Pinball. Wait, I actually haven't played Muppet Pinball.
What we're saying is there's a lot of bad pinball games out there.
You want
Funny
a good
enough-
pinball game? Sonic Spinball now.
I'm
Sonic Spinball's fun.
kind
but
of
it's a
okay
good
with
pinball
Sonic
game.
Spinball. I feel like, ironically enough, you have a little bit more control over the ball in Sonic Spinball.
Yeah, I mean, you do.
I enjoy
you can
Sonic
control
Spinball,
Sonic.
but I don't know if it's a good pinball game.
It's not really
I
a
don't know
good
if I really
pinball
really
game,
like
but
playing this for that long, like pinball fighting games and fighting games are like those two big things that get my goat.
I think
Yep.
one of the better pinball games I played, and this is because I was curious by RA, was Little Mermaid 2 Pinball Frenzy.
I saw that.
There you go.
Which is wild when you think about it, but
Yeah, we got...
honestly, most of the times, if you want a good pinball game, you're probably gonna play the Nexet ones.
I sent a picture to one of my friends when I went to PRGE because they had a row of pinball tables. I sent them a picture of one pinball table, which was the Gilligan's Island pinball table.
They made a Gilligan's Island pinball table?
They sure did.
I can buy it.
they made a pinball table out of everything.
Yeah, I think another one that I ended up playing at least a few rounds of when I was there was a Rush pinball table, like the band Rush.
Oh.
I remember seeing a music-themed pinball over at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when my mom and dad and I went to go visit my brother in Ohio.
It's surprisingly
I
common
know.
to see pinball tables themed after bands, I noticed, because I think I also saw one for Metallica while I was there.
I've been to the pinball museum over in nearby where I am. It's a cool museum.
Yeah?
Nice.
Any good pinball tables there you want to talk about? Anything?
White Knight's there. That's all you really need.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what I have to do is commission a custom-made RBC pinball table, right?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I would love that.
That would rule. So one of the matches I had to play for Kuso Grande, I think it was back in the 6th tournament. It was a fan-made Kuso Grande pinball table in a virtual pinball table maker.
Oh.
It's basically high score after an hour wins it. And it was basically just a pinball table full of in-jokes from there. It was pretty funny.
Oh god, I'm just trying to think of what our pinball table would look like.
Something to do with options.
Yeah.
That would be your starting, just like, options. Would you like to select a ball?
I mean, there are some with the Avengers pinball table. I think in Pinball FX has you pick, and I think the TMNT one as well both has like certain balls have certain powers.
Yeah, I think in the case of the Rush one that I was talking about earlier, before you start the table, you pick a Rush song, which I don't know what exactly that does, but it might just be like what song is playing while you're playing pinball. Was the table playable, or was it Kuso quality? It was surprisingly playable. Actually, after that match happened, they made the remastered version with, I think, improved physics available for anybody to download in the Discord. So, which was pretty cool. One of my friends just kind of loads that up on a whim from time to time, just to see how good of a score they can get in it.
I mean, this ain't bad, but like,
It's It's fair. I mean, it's like I play a lot of Pokemon Pinball, so like I was hoping to see like I know like the gold and silver boards are very much just the red and blue boards with the new Pokemon in, which is not a bad thing. But I was kind of hoping for something a bit more.
Or like
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing all these Pokemon makes me feel better that I can
Yeah, I know.
get at least par with catching Johto Pokemon.
I like seeing like Apom and Hoodoo and all the Johto, but that's like it's
definitely something that like
newer table.
if you're looking for a pinball game, you could probably do better. But if you're looking for some Pokemon content, I'd say it does kind of fit well for that, especially if you did like grow up on Pokemon Pinball. Just seeing Johto Pokemon, because we never did get an official Pokemon game for the Johto region. We did get one for Hoenn with Ruby and Sapphire, but not one for Johto. So seeing somebody put in the effort for that.
Not to mention, it still makes me sad that Johto got very few spin-offs for games. Because we got Stadium 2, we technically got Melee.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Or Puzzle Challenge.
Yeah, Puzzle Challenge was Johto, I do believe, yeah.
yes, it was.
Yeah, Puzzle Challenge has because you go through the Johto region.
I think kind of the problem with that is, and why we didn't see quite as much there, is it was kind of in the same era as Gen 1.
That's true.
So that might be
That
might be part of why. Like in the case,
compared to like
you first.
what do you mean? Yeah, there was a smaller gap between Gen 1 and 2 than there was between the gap between Gen 2 and 3 or 2 and 3 is a lot bigger than the one between 1 and 2.
But yeah,
Like in terms of graphics and content.
Yeah, continuing off of that, it was kind of like N64 era for Gen 1, Gen 2, and then Gen 3 was GBA, GameCube, which is why we saw at least, I think, a few more spin-offs of Gen 3. You know, we have Pokemon Pinball, Ruby and Sapphire, Pokemon Channel. I don't know if you count Pokemon Box.
Technically, since it connects with Ruby and Sapphire.
Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD. Which are kind of like their own full-on Pokemon RPGs, but I'd say still count as spin-offs.
Pokemon Ranger.
Mystery Dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah. They definitely upped the ante with spin-offs for Hoenn. Hey You Pikachu, yeah. Well, Hey You Pikachu is Gen 1, so but Gen 1 got Hey You Pikachu, got Pokemon Pinball, the original one. We've got the original Pokemon Stadium, trading card game, Pokemon Snap. Got that. Probably a lot of bootleg Pokemon games. I know you don't count that, but fuck it.
Chinese Yellow for NES.
There you go.
Chinese Gold for NES.
Yeah, now we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
The Gen 3 NES trilogy.
Yeah. I think I played one of those.
I was gonna say, we got a recent set for Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire Chinese NES, but it only goes up to the 4th gym, and it's also not built that good. Not even because bootleg either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the for some, I think because I saw someone do a video on this. The NES Gen 3 remakes are split into 3 games. So game 1 is a certain amount of gyms, and then game 2 is a certain amount of gyms, and then game 3 is the end.
I always wanted my Pokemon games to be episodic.
You don't keep any of your Pokemon. Okay,
I'll be right back.
You get your starter, but you don't keep any Pokemon in between games. Also, you're forced to start with Torchic.
Or Torchic.
I mean, nothing wrong with Torchic. I think there's also some weird. Let me see if I can find the video. There's also some weird internal stuff that makes it so you're not really playing Gen 3, you're more playing Gen 1.
Yeah, that's what it was, because in in that game, all the Pokemon in there have their IDs as the Pokemon in yellow. So that means you get some stuff like you could evolve Zigzagoon or Poochyena at level 7, because Poochyena and Zigzagoon have like the IDs of like Caterpie and Metapod.
Or there's the big one, which is Tropius. His ID is associated with Mewtwo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Tropius, only the most powerful Pokemon.
But it also means you get really good like baby Pokemon, and then they evolve into like you get like you get Zigzagoon, and it's like it's got the stat set is like Nidoking, and then it evolves and it turns into a Nidoran female. And you can't change it, and it just forcibly swaps out all of its moves. Nightmare. I'm good to tap out on this. But that's
I was in like, are there any spin-offs of the first 3 generations that we hadn't mentioned yet that I'm forgetting? And then like, there probably are official ones.
I was gonna say, one of the biggest discoveries we had, I think it was a few years ago, was discovering that there was a a prototype of Pokemon Picross for the Game Boy Color that was fully finished but never released.
What?
I mean, there later did end up being a Pokemon Picross game on the 3DS. Granted, it was very microtransaction heavy, but it was still a thing. I think that's how I first got into playing Picross games. Was just I downloaded Pokemon Picross, and now I play Picross a lot. So it did its job. Anyway,
Picross is fun.
Unless somebody wants to keep moving or like finish out a run or something like that, I am good to move on if everybody else is.
I'll finish your run. But hey, at least I got Vileplume. Big achievement on my end.
This is a very neat ROM hack.
Alright, to affirm, did somebody say they wanted to finish their run?
Yeah, I'll just finish.
Yeah, Beak did.
Okay, Beak and Veritasu.
I don't think mine's gonna last much longer. That's the second one I pocket.
Okay. Oh god. Let's get that ball back in the arena. I did a run on both the gold and the silver tables, so now I'm just like, okay, I guess we'll just go back to the blue table.
I'm gonna try and catch me a Pokemans.
Get yourself the Pokemans! I hate when the ball goes off the sides.
Oh, yeah.
And oh nope, ball got saved again. I continue to be the worst at pinball, apparently. Oh well. Maybe someday I'll learn how to play pinball better. I know there's people who can like efficiently like tilt the table and such in pinball. I'm like, how do you?
How do I pinball?
Yeah.
Like some of the methods that people use in like high-end pinball are like downright cutthroat. I'm like, how do you process doing any of this in pinball?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep up with so much stuff in pinball. It's so hard.
Yeah, and with every table kind of having their own mini set of rule sets. I mean, anytime I play pinball, I just have the general goal of don't sink the ball. Keep the ball afloat. And if I hit targets, good. I don't know what they do, but I'm hitting targets.
Ready, my run's done.
Alright,
Mine's probably gonna be done here in a second.
yeah, Veritasu's still got their run alive.
Let me see.
My saver has run out, so next time I screw up and drop the ball. Nope. There it went.
Alright. Good timing, because I lost my ball as well. Anyway, I think that'll be a good note to end the game on.
I have no more balls.
Alright, well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we have one final game for tonight from Starman. We'll see you in a bit.
Okay.
Frowsy, that was
right.
one I completely forgot.
Do you count the minigames in Pokemon Stadium as their own individual spin-offs?
No.
I mean, I would constitute. I was about to say, then that means we would have to constitute Earl's Pokemon Academy as one.
I was gonna say Voltorb Flip.
I get those numbers up somehow.
Inflate that number.
Hold on, I gotta go help someone. I'll be right back.
Alright, we also have both. Oh yeah, there's also the tournament Pokemon Stadium, Pocket Monster Stadium.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Japan-only Pokemon Stadium. 'Cause there were 3 Pokemon Stadiums, but we got 2 of them over here. And they're also named stupidly. Anyway.
Why they didn't bring the third one?
It was the first one that they got over in Japan that I don't think we got.
Oh.
Because the first one over there was Pokemon Stadium. The first one over there was Pokemon Stadium 2. Pokemon Stadium 2 was Pokemon Stadium Gold and Silver in Japan. I believe that's how they were named anyway. Names are stupid. Anyway, on that note, we've got one final game for tonight from Starman.
Speaking of games,
We've had the first game on here before, and now we're playing the second one.
Yeah, speaking of games I rented in the 90s, this is an N64 game that occasionally you go in and you get one choice and you have to make it quick because otherwise the parent of choice who brought you in is going to get annoyed. So I picked this one up sometimes, I actually played it a fair bit. This is Snowboard Kids 2.
Hey, sequels!
Oh, yes, Atlas.
We played the first Snowboard Kids here, and I remember the second one being better, although I'm not super experienced with Snowboard Kids in general. Just, like, loosely.
All I know is that Snowboard Kids 2 can sometimes become more like just board kids.
Yeah.
That's loud.
Because they're not really on snow.
Oh, that's what you meant. I'm like, bored as in you're getting bored of the game. I'm like, ouch. I thought I remembered hearing Snowboard Kids 2 improving on Snowboard Kids 1, like, by a lot.
I see how fun this game could get. I think I watched Farron play through this game.
I believe it was Dr. Mutagen who brought the fur. No, I don't. It might have been Toon. I don't remember who brought it in the first Snowboard Kids. Somebody brought in the first Snowboard Kids. I think that's a fact. I think it was Toon, actually.
Yeah, it was Toon. I just
Okay.
checked.
Also, interestingly, I don't know if it's still available. I know at some point they had Snowboard Kids merch available on Fangamer. I remembered seeing that. Never did pick up any of the merch. I think they had stuff like a sweater.
Funny enough, one of my friends in RA is actually going to be debbing Snowboard Kids Plus.
Is that like a ROM hack? Or is that an official one? I'm not familiar.
It's official.
Okay. I think there was only 2 Snowboard Kids on 64, so I guess that would be like, what, GBA or something? I don't know.
PlayStation.
PlayStation,
Yeah.
okay.
Like the original Snowboard Kid got like a slightly updated re-release on PlayStation.
And then it all got ruined in Snowboard Kids on the DS.
The DS is where all racing franchises go to die, unless your name is Mario Kart. Mario Kart was like one of the first. Mario Kart DS was one of the first Mario Karts that I played, so definitely have a lot of memories with that one. And I liked that one for adding in the mission mode, because I think that was a nice change of pace from just the racing that you got in most other Mario Karts. Alright, Freeze doesn't appear to be back yet. I'm just gonna go ahead and hide their feed until they get back. And I'll flip us over so we can start getting started with this game.
Ooh, options.
Okay. I am ready to go when everybody else is.
I'm ready.
Alright, starting then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Snowboard Kids 2.
Story mode.
I guess we'll go into story mode. You're using a Rumble Pack. I am not using a Rumble Pack. Nice try, game. You can't fool me.
What's a Rumble Pack?
I don't know if I actually... No, I do have a Rumble Pack, because it comes bundled with Star Fox 64, which I do have boxed. Probably wouldn't get much use out of it, because Rumble was not as big of an enhancer for me as it was for others.
It was really good in Star Fox.
Yeah, maybe I'll try it for the novelty of it at some point. It's just something that you don't really think about, because especially with controllers nowadays, where Rumble's just kind of the standard.
Dear Damien.
It's something we just now take for granted. Although, maybe not necessarily the standard for some of the GameCube era, because I know a lot of people who use the that Wavebird controller, is wireless controller, and that didn't have Rumble.
Yeah.
That controller's honestly real good.
Alright, the Kremlin's got a bomb.
Yeah, well.
And has terrible aim.
Yeah.
Or just terrible arm strength.
Miscalculated part of that. Alright, time to remember how the hell to play Snowboard Kids. Remember...
Roll down the mountain, get muddy, don't lose.
I've already gotten pots, so I'm already doing good. Yeah, I remember you could stockpile 2 different items. One that you use the Z button to activate, and one that you use the B button to activate. Oh god, the ghosts. I remember the ghost power-ups. That just slowed me down to high health.
Man, I remember fun with the fan.
Alright, let's, And then, of course, you know, get yourself some coinage. Might need to buy some things. Might need to buy out a, Might need to buy a place to live. Might need that money to pay rent. I don't know. Oh, that's, Ooh, yeah, invisibility. I would assume that's avoiding other hazards for the little bit it lasts for.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh!
Okay. Let's head to the lift. Time to start the next lap. The lift was something I'm not sure if I ever really liked in Snowboard Kids, because it kind of ended up spacing out players a bit.
Yeah.
So it was almost like a rich get richer situation.
Yeah, especially since if you collide into it... Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess in some ways it could be seen as an equalizer. If you're, like, really far behind, it could kind of equalize things a bit, but I think the system, something like Mario Kart has, where, you know, it's just, you go across you go across the finish line, no strings attached, you're on the next lap, no having to get into a lift or anything like that. Again, something that, like, you don't really think about, but, like, yeah, that's real nice to have.
Yeah.
You need to get better at being able to do the jump tricks, if there are jump tricks. I assume there are, but I'm not good at doing them. Let's get in the thing. Have any of the old N64 VHS promos? I do not, personally. I can't speak for anybody else in the call.
I don't.
I don't think I have VHS tapes in general anymore. Don't really have something to play them on now. Oh god, that's a rocket.
Yeah, same. Though, funny enough, I've been looking through some old VHS tapes I had, and man, what a time. In fact, just because I started getting nostalgic for it, I have my unlock sound as the Buena Vista Home Video logo.
Sorry about that. I was hoping someone with a game.
When I unlock sets.
Welcome back. We've already started the next game, so feel free to load up the 5th game. It is Snowboard Kids 2.
Oh boy.
Make ourselves invisible again. I'm also gonna real quick go ahead and unhide your feed as well. We should see the game up shortly on you. Actually, no, I think I do have one VHS tape. And it is the one that came with my Sega Activator.
Ooh, what is
Oh boy.
it?
I've got...
An instruction video for the Sega Activator.
Oh.
I've seen that video.
Like, I don't know what answer you were expecting.
Hold on. Why isn't it capturing me?
The Sega Activator rig. Most of the time, my Sega Activator just sits in the box because I don't have the space for it, but it's a humorous thing to think about.
Yeah. I mean,
There we go.
I can't imagine it ever worked well, but...
There we go.
It came with a free game. I think
start...
it came with... did it come with Eternal Champions, I want to say?
Bye, Pop! Let's go!
I assume y'all have already started?
Correct.
Yep.
Jump into the game. Join us on the hills. Or on the slopes, rather.
Welcome to Snowtown!
And we've done the introduction race. I mean, activate... God, I kind of want to see, like, almost like a death battle sort of thing, but with the Sega Activator and the Power Glove. Like, which is the worst peripheral? I've at least used the Power Glove once before. Sega Activator I just haven't used yet. Oh yeah, there you go. What you do... So Tom, here's what you do. You do a speed run of a Sega game and an NES game. And you use the Power Glove for the NES game, you use the Sega Activator for the Sega game. Do that at the same time. Play both games at the same time.
That's like virtual reality, man.
There's gonna be your workout for the week.
Please, game, I don't need the tutorial. Let me play. Buy better boards.
Do you want better boards? You'll probably want better boards.
This game, from what I remember hearing, has a lot of rubber banding.
Oh. Then again, I could buy it.
It also has the Mario Party pity system where if you're like closer to last place, you get better items.
It's the thing that I've seen multiple people try and exploit on I've seen videos of people trying to exploit that in 8. Some people.
People just playing the meta strategy. Taking some time to recrop a few things.
Thank you, Mr. Dog Shop.
Yep. I don't think I've ever, like, had, like, much of a desire to try to play the meta strategy when playing something like Mario Party with friends, because I'm like, man, I just want to play the game and have fun. Alright, sure, let's go back to the course. Sunny Mountain, okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's begin the Trick Festival.
It's always been like with the talk of old game peripherals. It's always something I always like looking into. Is really old peripherals for video games, because there's a lot of really weird things out there.
Oh yeah.
Since we were
There's
talking
a lot of
about
experimentation.
since we were talking about light guns, one thing that is kind of a fun novelty is the, oh god, what's the name of it? The Konami headset that you, like, speak into the mic to fire. Laser scope?
Something shot.
Like, you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's not the R-Zone, Tom. That's something completely different.
The R-Zone is a weird VR.
Fun fact, I have played an R-Zone before, because they had one for sale, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna buy this, but I kind of want to try it at least, and they let me try it. So unfortunately, I have played an R-Zone.
There's a segment on Game Center CX about weird NES peripherals, because of course there is.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that there's a lot of peripherals that have slowdown functionality, aka it's just rapid pause.
I mean, that's a common thing in general for turbo controllers. Like, I think the NES Advantage has that, for example. Like, you just see that a lot more often than you think you would.
Yeah.
For Christmas, I had no idea where that thing is anymore. Yeah. Game Boy's another good place to look for bizarre accessories.
The light boy, the wide boy,
The sonar.
the warm light.
So many things trying to deal with the fact that had no backlights.
The sewing machine.
Oh, yeah.
There's also the I remember seeing the Booster Boy. That beast of
I assume that give you more battery charge, that increased your battery life, quote unquote.
Yeah. I think I've also seen stuff like the solar panel, where it's like you can give your Game Boy a battery. You can charge your Game Boy through solar power, which is surprisingly forward thinking. Because like, how often do you see stuff from that era, at least in terms of video games, that are solar powered? Immediately, the only other thing I can think of off the top of my head, and it came after, is Boktai.
Yep. That's what I was thinking of when you said solar power.
Yeah.
What do you mean the bomb blows up the...
Look, the bomb blows up as soon as it hits something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it also...
The thing is, most weapons, if you fire them close enough at someone's ass, it will home in on them.
Tom, do me a favor and go look up weird Game Boy accessories. You will get a lot more than you expected. There's also the Game Boy accessory that, where you can basically make your Game Boy into a personal computer.
Oh, wow.
That one never came out, I thought.
It never did come out, yeah. But that doesn't change the fact that it is still something that was worked on at one point. And I think there was a complete or nearly complete prototype, at least, that you can find a video of.
What was that? Speaking of weird... This is semi-Game Boy, really, but there's that weird... Like, some weird third party made, like, an N64... Game Boy, like a thing that lets you play Game Boy games on the N64.
There's the Wide Boy.
Is that also the Wide Boy? Because there's two things called the Wide Boy. That's weird.
No, it might be two, because I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know much about it. I don't know much about it, but I think the Wide Boy is something separate than what you're talking about. Because the Wide Boy was something that was never made for consumers to buy, I don't think.
The one that I saw in Game Center CX is one of those like weird, like it makes the screen bigger things for the Game Boy. That was called the Wide Boy. But there's also the thing that some places use to show off handheld games on like TV and stuff, and that was also the Wide Boy.
Eyes on turtle.
Naming is stupid.
Aiming is awful. Especially if you're trying to do the newspaper minigame.
I mean, aiming is awful, yes, but I was talking about naming, like naming accessories. Yeah, that's why I really love looking into, I'm gonna hyper lose because I got rubber banded at the end. Got hit by something, got knocked into fourth. Anyway. Game Boy I hadn't used before. Oh yeah, the there's a Game Boy on that was used before you went into surgery. Basically, you play it as you were getting hit with laughing gas. That's another weird one. Again, unsurprisingly, not something that was sold to the general public. Being sedated, yeah. I'd be concerned if something like that was sold to the general public.
So, funny enough, science has proven that Wii remotes have been helpful for surgeries.
The Wii remote. Well, the Wii and the DS era had a whole thing of, like, a lot of accessories in that era kind of boiled down to, like, in the case of at least the Wii, things you could put your Wii remote in. Like a child.
Yep.
No, don't shake the baby.
So much unnecessary garbage.
Yeah, once they realized, hey, this is popular, everybody wanted to get stuff on it.
I mean,
Whether it was
has anyone
useful
here
or
seen
not.
Everybody!
Hell, even Nintendo's kind of guilty of it, because ultimately, it's just a plastic shell for something like the crossbow accessory. Or the Wii wheel.
the wheel?
No,
I think we were talking.
They had a wheel.
So we were talking about gaming historian earlier when we were talking about like the light guns with like the Famicom SMG light gun. I think he also did a video on the pocket sonar for the Game Boy. If you want to go watch that.
I vaguely remember hearing about that somewhere. Of course, people would make it wasn't an accessory, but people would make quote games that were things like, here's a personal, here's a PDA. Turn your Game Boy into a PDA.
Yeah.
Here's the Austin Powers computer system.
Oh my
which is showing
god.
up on
Or the ET Digital Companion.
Yep.
In case anyone's forgotten about the Austin Powers game, I say.
Yeah.
I remember when
Oh,
that
it
showed
has
up.
mini games.
Game.
It has mini games. But I think they were like modeled off of other Rockstar games because I think that was a Rockstar title. Funny enough. Oh shit.
Or the one that was just Pac-Man.
Yeah, because I think there was one that was modeled after Evel Knievel for Game Boy Color, which was another game that that company did. Oh, I'm hyper fucked. Into the first lap in 4th place. Oh, baby.
Oh!
Having a good time over there, how come?
I'm trying my best. Just gotta get some good items, like a pan
Fast
or a
and
rocket.
unsteady.
Rocket will help. A hand will also help because that's like a red shell, isn't it?
Yes.
It looks like it has to get close enough to them to start homing in on them, but
Maybe you can open it with your big nose, or with your long pointy nose, me.
yeah, we're back in first place. You know, look at some of the other bizarre accessories that I remember hearing about. Because we kind of touched on a bunch of them just by talking about everything that's not related to Snowboard Kids. You know, like we do.
Yep.
Which just makes me try to think about accessories for Sega consoles. I guess there's the Game Gear TV tuner.
Yeah, that was one.
And the Master System thing, too.
Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the thing where you could play Master System games on your Game Gear.
And there's also one for the Genesis for that purpose.
Yep.
The Space Orb 360 controller for the computer. That is one I'm not familiar with. But I'm also not...
that thing. Yeah, that's. I think it was supposed to work well with the synth, but I don't know.
I unfortunately I'm not super familiar with the computer side of things. So bizarre peripherals over there kind of start to elude me. Genesis
Snowman.
Genesis, I feel, was a bit more tame in general compared to the Nintendo consoles when it came to accessories.
Yeah.
I'm just struggling to think about things as easily. I guess they had a mouse, but Super Nintendo had that as well.
Yeah.
But the Genesis one's just not talked about as much.
Well, it didn't come with Mario Paint.
Yeah, I mean, like most things in life, they're not made as good because of the fact they did not come bundled with Mario Paint.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Am I gonna make this turnaround happen? Yeah, first place! Give me that.
Oh yeah, and all those weird third-party controllers.
Yeah, I guess how we jump into the world of third-party controllers, yeah. Turbo Touch 360.
Turbo Touch 360, yeah.
It's not the time to take a spill.
I have a friend who has one of those.
I can't imagine it being good.
It's usable, but it's not good.
No.
When it comes to third-party controllers, one video I watched was from My Life in Gaming, they had like I want to say it was like an hour-long video talking about third-party controllers, and a lot of really strange ones out there. Nothing as bizarre, I don't think, as like the gun controllers for the PS2 that you use with Final Fantasy X-2. But still, they did cover stuff like the Wu-Tang controller.
I unironically want one of those Dragon Quest Slime controllers.
I have one for the Switch, sitting up here. It doesn't get used much, so it's more of a display piece. I also have...
I mean, it works well as a display piece.
Yeah. Another controller that I have more as a display piece is the Mega Man X GameCube controller that I picked up a few months back.
Oh, you have one of those? I would love to get one of those.
I found one... It was the first time I had ever seen one of those, and I found it in the dome as well. Not just the controller, but in the dome.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, the one with the red jewel in the middle. That probably doesn't feel too well, but it looks neat.
Yeah, I don't think I've used it at all. Let me see if I still have I think I put a picture of it in the
collector's to it even.
Yeah.
Because you know, Mega Man.
Yeah. I don't think I have... I think that's like the extent of interesting control. I have a Wavebird controller, I guess, if that counts, but... They're a bit harder to find than regular GameCube controllers, but they're still, like, I guess, kind of findable. In comparison to some of the other... Oh god, the Resident Evil Chainsaw. Yeah, the Resident Evil Chainsaw controller is a good one to mention. If we're talking weird controllers. I don't have that one, sadly.
Of course, one of I'll tell you a good, an actual good controller that's third party, and that's the Logitech PS2 controller.
Oh yeah, because you said Logitech, so my mind went, oh yeah, it's a keyboard, totally. No, I know what you're talking about though. Like that's a pretty good. That's a wireless one, right?
Yeah, it's wireless.
Yeah. I remember hearing good things about.
Constructed.
I remember hearing good things about the Logitech console controllers. Another one that I want to get my hands on, but it's really hard to get your hands on at this point, is the Hori GameCube controller that like looks like a SNES controller. Those are real hard to come by nowadays.
I know it's not third party, but the Club Nintendo, like the fancy Club Nintendo controllers, like the Mario Wavebirds and stuff.
That is another controller I want to find, is the classic controller that looks like a Super Famicom pad. I saw that Club Nintendo reward, and that's one I would kind of like to have.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I think it's what I think it's the PS2 Saturn controller, which is a PS2 controller that looks like a Saturn controller.
That's one I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere. I can't find a picture after I'm done with this race.
Yeah, that's the... Tom, I believe that's like the the Phantasy Star controller, or at least that's what I think it was most commonly used for. The GameCube controller that has a keyboard in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes.
Tony Hawk Ride Skateboard's another good one. I have one of those. I don't think it works, though.
I don't know if it would have worked normally if it.
Oh, how about the keyboard for, I think, the Dreamcast typing in the bed?
Yeah. I mean, anything that has a keyboard. I guess if we're talking about keyboards, Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure for DS.
Ah, yes, the game that has never come to the US and never will.
I have that game. I am looking at it right now.
What game is
There's
that
the
again?
weird.
Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure
Oh.
for
There's
DS.
the weird paddle control. I think it came with an Arkanoid game, but there's like a paddle controller that you.
Yes.
Like
I know exactly what
yeah.
you're talking about, because that's another one. I think I picked that up at MagFest. Arkanoid for NES, which
Yeah,
comes...
the mouse controller.
No, the DS game comes with one
Oh.
as well.
Oh, yeah, that one too.
Okay, you said
I
Arkanoid
think,
and controller, I'm like, oh, of course, you're talking about the one that comes with the NES one. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, the DS game came with a paddle controller as well. That's sat in the GBA slot. I've heard it's a very good paddle controller if you're looking for one of those.
I can believe
Interesting.
it.
Let me find while I'm in this cutscene, let me see if I can find the PlayStation Saturn controller.
And on the subject of some of my controllers that I can't exactly use because they take up too much space, we can't go through talking about weird controllers without talking about Steel Battalion.
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted Steel Battalion just because of like the fucking controller.
I
It looked so cool to me.
got mine from a seller who was trying to sell off part of their collection, so I ended up getting Steel Battalion off of them, and it was like all in the box too, which was really nice to have. But it's unfortunately so bulky that I'm barely able to get use out of it.
If only you could mod it.
Yeah. It's a regular thing that I see at conventions, though, to just have like a room dedicated with a dozen Steel Battalion setups, so you can just kind of replay it.
I found the Sega Saturn PlayStation controllers. Apparently they came in a variety of colors.
Let me see.
I mean, they're exactly what it says on the tin. It's a Sega Saturn controller, but it's a PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
Huh.
Come again.
Dude, there's a boss in this game?
Yeah, there's bosses. And you have to kill them before they get to the bottom of the track. Or you lose, so you have to do the race again. It's shit.
3-minute warning on this game, by the way.
No, it's already been that long.
We spent so long talking about weird controllers.
Goodness, I've been gone. I was gone for 10 minutes.
On the subject of Saturn controllers, I don't really have much of the way of I have the Saturn Fight Stick. Found that in the box at a local store.
When my
But I do also have the circle pad.
Yeah, the 3D motion. Yeah, when my brother got his Japanese. When my brother got his Japanese Saturn, it came with 2 regular controllers, the 3D pad, the 3D controller, and the fight stick.
Dreamcast VM used for next level. I replaced the batteries recently in one of my Dreamcast VMUs, actually, because I want to get more use out of my Dreamcast soon. But also because when I went to PRG, there was the Blockbuster World Video Game Championship there. There were like 200 competitors, and among other things, the winner of that tournament got a Blockbuster-themed, officially licensed VMU.
Ooh.
I was not able to get it, but I did get second in the competition, so I still walked home with some extra spending money.
I'm gonna have to look on eBay for Blockbuster VMU.
I don't know. I don't know how many. I believe they said there were 3 made because they were especially made for the competition, and then I think another one sold at an auction at that same convention. So you could also see it as like one of those sorts of things that, like, while it's cool, one of those things they made to, they made very low quantities to artificially inflate the price of,
Yeah.
as like a cash grab, which is, I don't like that. Is it cool?
Yeah.
Yes. Do I like the practice behind it? Not really. Regardless, the competition was still very fun to do.
I know I recently saw like some arcade stick like on Indiegogo, I think, that has like support for like misters, and it has a VMU inside of it, which is neat.
Oh wow.
Very cool.
It was $240. It was $240. But
I may need to be on the lookout for more VMUs potentially, because I think I only have one, maybe two VMUs. I have like a bunch of Dreamcast controllers, but not the VMUs to stick in them. And I mean, if I want to get a group together for Sonic Shuffle, I'm gonna need more VMUs.
I think I have two, maybe more.
Why would you make people deal with Sonic Shuffle?
Because it's funny.
Because I like making people suffer. Anyway, that is the end of this block of weird video game controllers featuring Snowboard Kids 2.
Yeah, I don't think we really talked about, like, the game.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
No, it's a fun game, but like I was just so invested in talking about bizarre controllers, so... But yeah, I still do recommend... Like, that almost seems like it's a nod against Snowboard Kids. No, Snowboard Kids is fun. I don't know, also, like I could definitely see myself playing it with friends. But, like, because I'm finding I am just kind of, like, on autopilot during it, aside from when I get completely fucked over hard. Anyway, with all the games played, let's talk about what we have played tonight. So, started the night off with Point Blank for PlayStation.
That was fun.
Fun game.
I love Point Blank.
I love going shooty.
Yeah, I love Point Blank. I was not big on playing it with a controller, but I know how fun Point Blank is with a light gun.
Yeah, I mean, not playing with a controller takes a lot of fun out of it, but it's still an enjoyable game, even with the controller.
So occurred to me that we've been on episode 31 this whole time. Oops. Anyway.
I think you labeled 30 twice in the record.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see what I did wrong. I saw that, I saw episode 30, I'm like, what? And, okay, yeah, thank you for pointing that out to me, I will fix things. Anyway, continue with singing your praises about Point Blank.
Good variety of minigames, good, like, you know, everything really. We don't get that many minigame compilations anymore like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I like, I think one of the reasons why Point Blank, sticks with me a lot, like, in a similar vein as WarioWare, I like games where you have to think about what you're doing next on the fly. Like, you're not gonna be getting into your comfort zone. You're gonna be switching gears regularly, and Point Blank does that, WarioWare does that, and it's something I enjoy with games. So that's kind of why Point Blank ends up being pretty high on my list for games, for light gun games.
Yeah, there's always something new around the corner.
Alright, game number 2, Shinrei Jusatsushi Taroumaru for Saturn.
Fun and weird.
Fun.
Somehow
unique.
slapped harder than it should have.
I think that's like the right assessment of it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I enjoyed it when I raced it. I thought people were going to enjoy it when I raced it, and I think I'm at least correct in that assessment. That you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it was fun.
yeah, it was enjoyable.
Agreed.
One of those games that I wish got brought over here, but you could say that about a lot of Saturn games, to be fair. And I think they talked about the secondhand market for this game, and apparently it goes for a lot of money, so good luck getting a copy of this game if you want to find one. Unfortunately. But still recommend trying this. Has kind of an arcade game feel to it.
Definitely.
And I'd like to be able to play it 2-player with somebody as well, since it has a 2-player mode. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, 2 players are usually enjoyable.
Game number 3, Nekketsu Kouha Kunio-kun for NES, better known over here as Renegade.
Boy, was that an old game.
Yeah.
It's rough.
You can see the early game syndrome from it, and how much was improved in subsequent Kunio games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it holds up. The thing that always surprises me going back to the original one is the fact that it's some of the moves that you can do are things you wouldn't expect from basically the original, arguably the original beat 'em up game, like kneeling on opponents and just punching them repeatedly, or heck, even doing jump kicks.
Yeah. I mean, it has that problem with some beat-em-ups where easily cheesable, at least up to a certain point. Jump kicks will get you pretty far in the game if you use them non-stop.
Yeah, and then you get to the final boss who has a gun.
Your kicks won't save you anymore.
Nope.
Game number 4, Pokemon Pinball Generations for GameCube.
It's still pinball.
For GameCube?
For Game Boy Color. I was reading chat. Do not mind me.
Man, you have been... Look, Okami, I know a lot of RPC wants Dolphin, but I know you're not ready for Dolphin or RPC anytime soon.
And I'm ready for Echo the Dolphin anytime.
Anyway, it was a neat concept. I wish there was a bit more, but I'm not going to complain that there wasn't.
Yeah, it's a perfectly cromulent pinball game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like, I mean, it's fine as a pinball game. I think it's something that's more there for Pokemon fans rather than pinball fans.
Yeah.
And I think they'll get enjoyment out of this. It's just not something I would regularly go. It's like I go, this is neat, and then move on with my life.
Yeah, I mean, the closest thing I think of when I think of that is like it reminds me of the original pinball in the NES. It's like it's nothing all that flashy and special, but it's a perfectly decent pinball game.
Yep, it serves its purpose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And our final game for tonight, Snowboard Kids 2 for N64.
Oh god, I hate the
That was
snowman.
fun.
Yeah, yeah,
was it?
snowman sucks balls. I also like throwing pans on my opponents. That's fun.
Oh yeah.
Finally, pan ult upon.
There you go. They come back for Snowboard Kids that we always wanted. Snowboard Kids and Panel de Pon.
Together at last. Oh my god, I would love to play a game like that.
It was enjoyable. It was the first time I ever played a Snowboard Kids game.
I think it was
Plays well.
From what I remember was Snowboard Kids 1. It's an improvement over Snowboard Kids 1 for sure. But and I think that's like I think Mario Kart for a lot of people was like the better racing game, but that's not to say Snowboard Kids was bad or anything.
No.
Like if you wanted to play a racing game, but you wanted something a bit different than Mario Kart, you'd probably go to Diddy Kong Racing, and then you'd probably go to Snowboard Kids 2.
You go to Diddy Kong Racing, then Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, then Snowboard Kids Racing, then Mickey Speedway USA.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me, honestly.
And then at the bottom, Lego Racers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You're right, I almost forgot. Between Mickey Speedway USA, or between Diddy Episode 1 Racer and Snowboard Kids, is one of the Crash Racing games.
I mean, that's PS1 to be
And
fair,
then-
not N64.
And then Muppet Race Mania.
Oh, there you go, Beetle Adventure Racer, like Tom says.
Yes.
Alright, and rankings, starting with Beak Beak.
Ooh, this is gonna be a hard one to rank, because I found all these to be pretty good. But if I'm gonna put one at the bottom, it's gonna be probably Renegade. It's a good game, but it can be really hard even when you do have the cheese, because sometimes the cheese isn't enough to please.
Sometimes the cheese becomes ham.
Got the cheese is turning ham! Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be a little hard one to do because I really like the rest of these, but I'll go ahead and put Point Blank in fourth. It's a fun game also, but it doesn't really do well on a controller, as unfortunate as it is. I mean, you can get some achievements done pretty good, not so much with shooting targets and the very hard ones where the goals are very higher than you want them to be. Just like real life.
That's the truth.
Second or third, I'm gonna give it to Taroumaru because it's also fun. Especially love the lightning attack in it, but some situations are a little too difficult to get out of. Second is going to be Pokemon Pinball Generations. I grew up with the game, so I have a bit of a bias on that one. And while the boards are reskinned, it is nice to catch some old Johto friends. And finally, that leaves us number 1 with Snowboard Kids 2, because it can rubber band. But hey, I love kicking a snowman's ass. Let's do more. I'm Californian. I don't get snow. This is a prime opportunity for me.
Alright, Freezestar, your list.
I think at the bottom I put Renegade. It's definitely a bit of its time, I'll have to say. Then I would put Pinball Generations. I've already stated my feelings on that game. Third, I would do Snowboard Kids 2. It's fun, but yeah, like everyone has said, it's not like if I had to pick a racing game, I would not immediately go to that. Then Shinrei Jusatsushi Taroumaru. That was surprisingly fun, and I want to play more of it. And then yeah, I know it's a bit of a bias, but yeah, at the top, Point Blank, because it's just such a fun minigame collection.
Alright, Starman, how about you?
Renegade is at the bottom for me. It's just very rough. It's very of its time, and it's one of those games I don't enjoy because it's just so frustrating to hit things and just be like input red all the time. I'd probably put Pinball second. Not second, fourth.
Second from the bottom.
And then Psychic Assassin, what?
Shinrei.
Shinrei, yes. It was fun, it was interesting, but it has kind of control issues.
Okay.
So, and I'll probably put Snowboard Kids 2 second and Point Blank first.
Alrighty. For my list, I'm gonna go with Renegade at the bottom. You can tell it's a very early beat 'em up. Even if it set the bar for beat 'em ups, that doesn't mean it necessarily aged well in how it plays. Fourth is gonna be Pokemon Pinball. I'm generally not a fan of pinball, so it was gonna be likely low because of that, and, you know, surprise. But it is still fun. Third, Snowboard Kids 2. I'm not the biggest fan of Snowboard Kids. I enjoy it, but there are other racing games. I'm not as big on the Mario Kart, like, racing games like this, or obviously Mario Kart. I tend to prefer the arcade racers, like, say, Outrun. That's usually my speed when it comes to racing games. Second, I'm gonna go with Shinrei. It's my own game that I picked, but it's a damn fun one. Damn good Saturn game. It's a banger of a hidden gem. And in line with me mentioning that it's one of my favorite light gun games out there, Point Blank, but with the asterisk of with a light gun, this would probably get bumped down to second, maybe third, if I'm judging it with a controller. And lastly, Veritasu.
Alright, I think I'm gonna put Snowboard Kids 2 at the bottom. It's a good game, but Mario Kart Racers, it's fine, but I don't know, it just didn't click with me the way I think that it might would with other people. So I'm putting it at the bottom. Then I'm putting Nekketsu Kouha Kunio-kun. It shows its age in terms of its gameplay and in terms of, sometimes the fact that you can really cheese the game, at least on the lower difficulties. But yeah, it's not exactly well balanced. Third, I think I'm gonna do Pokemon Pinball. It's like I said, it's a perfectly decent pinball game. It's perfectly enjoyable. Got no real complaints there. It's just doesn't have a great deal of longevity. Considering the tables aren't that big and whatnot, but perfectly enjoyable. I think I'm gonna put Point Blank at number 2, and it would probably be number 1 if I was playing with a light gun. Just because Point Blank is a really, really good shooting game, but when you're playing it with a controller, it takes a good amount of it away. And I think it says something to its quality that it's still number 2, even with a controller.
Yeah, I feel like some of the very hard games with a controller in Point Blank are outright impossible to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm going to put Shinrei Jusatsushi Taroumaru at number 1. That was a really surprising little hidden gem, like you said. That was quite enjoyable. The music was good. The graphics were solid. It had a very, very unique gameplay form to it, but one that worked pretty well, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm going to put that one at number 1.
All right, and with that is going to be a wrap for this week. So, does anybody have anything they want to promote, starting with Beak?
Not off the top of my head. I'm just kind of doing what I usually do on RA. Though I am deciding to tackle most of the Shoto Professor of Challenges right now rather than wait for them. Because once you get past Whitney, it's not going to really be that bad other than the roamings. And Crystal is a lot more generous because not only do you have 2 roaming steal instead of all 3, but you also get the benefit of having Dratini only go to work at basically the last Johto gym, so it's pretty good, all things considered.
Okay. Freezestar, what do you have going on? Freezestar?
Sure, I was muted. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Schedule's gonna be a bit weird next week, but that's also because I plan to finish Bayonetta immediately after book club. So, but Friday will never change, because Friday is always Final Fantasy. Currently it's Final Fantasy 14. Saturdays are usually retro shenanigans. Right now it is Freezestar's challenge. Currently we are on Ghosts and Goblins for the NES.
Oh boy.
Did not realize that was made by the same people that make, like, the NES, all the awful SNK ports on NES. Like Athena and... Yeah, Micronix. Oh.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that you also consider them your nemesis.
Athena for NES was... I played through all of the SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. There were 2 games I couldn't beat. Athena for NES, and Guerrilla Wars for... Not Guerrilla Wars, that was easy. Akari Warriors for NES I couldn't beat because it soft-locked on me.
Yeah,
and then Athena for NES was just difficult, was just impossible. Now, I'm gonna actually close RetroArch so I can prep for Bayonetta while everyone else does their stuff.
Alright. Starman, what do you have going on?
Not a whole lot. I might start streaming things from my Steam library because I have a lot to get through, and I have this bad habit of starting the game and never coming back.
Mood.
Yeah. I hear you on that. Veritasu, what do you have going on?
Well, tomorrow we are finally, after a very, very long hiatus, we are resuming the Nintendo Power Hours. We're going to be looking at Nintendo Power issues and playing the games in them. I've got a better format now, so hopefully it's going to flow a lot better. Ooh. So that's going to be this Saturday. And then Sunday and Monday, should probably be continuing on with Breath of Fire 3, which has been a real hoot.
Alrighty. For my part, continuing the trend of getting back to things I started a while ago, I'm going to be trying to finally resume Final Fantasy 16 tomorrow. That got put on back burner for me because I had a lot of other playthroughs I was working on, but since I finished Pikmin 4 and Mario Wonder recently, they're just outright off the table now for me, so I have a lot more free time to do. But before we hop off for the night, there is some RBC-related news. We did mention at the start that Toon should be rejoining us starting next week. So we'll hope to give them a warm welcome with some horrible video games. Next up,
return.
Next up, might as well share some more details about a upcoming bonus RBC stream we have coming up. The evening of the 13th of December, we have a bonus RBC stream over at twitch.tv/ProtonJohn. That is going to be myself, Proton John, Juker, Smite, and Author Blues. It's going to be the 5 of us.
Juker's first time? That's going to be so good!
In a showing of RBC.
All-Stars.
Yeah, we're going to have some people who know their way around very questionable games, so it's going to be very interesting seeing what everybody brings for that. I am definitely looking forward to that when that happens. Anyway, thank you everybody for hanging out. Let's go ahead and... you know what? I mentioned about Toon. I believe he is doing Picross right now, so why don't we send everybody his way? Go say hi to Toon.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, thanks everybody for hanging out for this. We'll see you next Friday for more RBC and more questionable games. Good night, everyone.
Good
night.
Hey, I'm still gonna go on my end, but yeah, good. I'm gonna actually disappear for a bit, go feed the dog, and
Alrighty.
Good night,
I'll
everyone.
be right back to